Oh my god. I was so blurry. Oh my god. I was so blurry. Okay. I don't know. I'm gonna just put this up. I guess. I don't know. Hello. Welcome to those joining. I'm gonna just, I don't know. I don't know how long I'm gonna be up here. But hello. How are you today? Well, I say today, it's like 4 in the morning, so I don't know if it's really. Also, I'm gonna like try to be quiet. I feel like I need to be quiet. Good morning. Welcome to those joining. What's up? Hello. Alright, so, I'm open to answering questions. I'm open to just like be here. The 29th was your birthday? Oh my god. Wow. Happy birthday. Did you have a nice birthday? Did you like celebrate? Did you like, what did you do? Oh my goodness. I hope it was like all that you ever could have hoped for. Welcome to those joining. Hello. Oh my god, why is my computer not turning on? Is my computer dead? I hope not. Okay, guys. Guys. My computer's not turning on. I don't know what's going on. Like, you can't see the computer. Um, oh, that sounds like a nice day. Chinese food and free massage. Cool, cool. It's dope. Well, technically, it's not dope. That's not what one would consider dope. But because dope, I'm talking. I'm making a drug joke. That was a drug joke. But um, okay, I guess since my laptop is dead, I didn't know my laptop was dead.
Spend at McDonald's completely free. And I can tell you right now, this is going to upset a ton of people because we're giving away these $250 gift cards completely free to anyone who was born between 1990 and 1999.
That's funny. I'm not supposed to be talking about that stuff. I might get restricted. I shouldn't. We shouldn't be talking about that stuff. I'm gonna like mute you for 2 seconds just to get that comment out of here. It doesn't really make a difference, but I muted you for 2 seconds. Okay, because I don't know. I don't want to get restricted. I feel like I've been getting restricted a lot. I don't know, but that's cool. That's good that you had a nice day. A solar return. Stretch. I just woke up not too long ago. I'm really like, you know, I was supposed to get on here like a couple hours ago, but I really just like I just preferred sleep. I was just like, I'll just stay asleep. So that's on me that I wasn't here earlier because it definitely was gonna come here like 3 hours earlier, but whatever. It's a nice day. It's a nice morning. It's a nice, well, yeah. So here I am, 4 a.m. talking to Jimmy Jake and whoever else happens to be here. Also, I posted on YouTube. If anybody wants to go check that out, I recently posted yesterday and the day before. Kashkawa. I'm sleeping. Thank you for the likes, by the way. If there's anybody else here, if anybody's actually here, Nina, or that does not say Nina, hello. If you want to tap the screen, that'd be cool. If I could only pick one of these, I think it would definitely be this. And if I had to pick two of these, it would definitely be these. If I had to pick three, I think it would be. I think it would be these. I like the size of these. This is a nice size. These are cute. I just don't like the size of them. They're so small. Oh, would you like a card? You tap the screen, so technically you're obligated to get a card. I don't know if you want a card, but I can definitely pull you a card. I'm gonna pull from this deck. I mean, it could be like a birthday card. I could, you know, even though that was yesterday, and I had no idea that your birthday was yesterday. Ah, I don't know if you saw that, but that was funny. Okay, sure. Okay, let's see what's going on for Jimmy. So spirits haunting you? I wouldn't say haunting. I'm definitely aware of spirits. I recently had the idea. I don't know if I should be sharing this, but I recently had the idea to like commune with the ocean spirits or the water spirits because I do go to the beach quite often. There's a beach right down the street from where I'm at, so I try to go. And I was like, why don't I try to communicate with them? I've never tried to communicate with them. Let's see what's going on with Jimmy at this current moment. Ew, is there like a crush that you got? Is there love? Is there a love interest you have? Lots of the water spirits are angry. Yeah, there. I was on threads and people were talking about 6, 7, 8. There's the 8 of Cups, by the way. Water. People were talking about using the water spirits to kind of like get revenge on people. It's funny because we were talking about water. We have the 4 of Cups and 8 of Cups. Show the 8 of Cups. You know, the 8 of Cups is generally about walking away from a situation that you're comfortable with, so that you can make more for yourself. I don't know how this relates to your life. I don't know all the details, but the 8 of Cups is your card. Um, it's also possible I could be projecting, and this is really just for me, or maybe this relates to you in somehow. I don't know. 8 of Cups. I'm sorry, I keep stretching so much. I used to make it a habit. I used to have a habit of like, as soon as I wake up, I get into stretching, and then I go into exercise. I haven't done that in weeks. It's been so long since I've done that. Because I think it's a good idea, like when you first get up to stretch, because you're just getting out of the spiritual realm. You're just getting out of the non-physical. It's like it's an adjustment. I don't do that anymore though. I want to get back into that. Once it gets warmer, I feel like I will get back into that. Because I used to do that even when I was homeless. Like I used to like as soon as I got up, I went for a jog, at the homeless shelter. And I just haven't done that in a while. I'm lazy. Your life is totally in flux. What does that mean? Flux capacitor? I'm sorry, I just like went on a ramble. What does that mean that your life is in flux? I don't know what that means. Because I'm thinking flux capacitor. You know that crazy word that people use for time travel. Oh, stretch, stretch. Because last night I had some crazy dreams. Also, that's also why I feel like I'm stretching too much. Like last night there was a lot of crazy ass dreams, and I'm like, what the fuck? Ah! I'm back. All right, so ouch. That was a stretch. That was a nice stretch. Have you stretched today, Jimmy? Have you stretched your beautiful body? I mean, you don't got to, but have you? Stretching is really good. Helps with relieving a lot of tension. I mean, also as a massage therapist, you really do got to take care of your body. Like that was something that they emphasized when I was in school. Like, because some of the positions you have to use, some of the you know, it puts a lot on the body, and you can like potentially have a longer career if you take care of your body. You know. Keyboard. Okay, so um, I went live yesterday around midnight, and it was really successful. It was a really nice live. Like I had like 15 people in there, and I'm thinking, oh, I just need to go on at around midnight. But every time midnight comes around, I don't like having to be on camera. I don't like having to do like to get on here. Like this is a lot. Do you know? Like, oh my gosh, like it was fun. I enjoyed it, but I was just like, it was something I had to force myself to do. I don't want to. I don't want to. I'm so tired. Like around that time, I'm complaining. I'm sorry. Anyways, what if I did a walkthrough of the Zodiac? What if I just went through the Zodiac? Just because I already. Oh, actually, you know what I need to do? I,
Because we're confident you'll love your new look, we guarantee satisfaction.
I'm supposed to. I'm supposed to be finishing up. Oh shit! He's supposed to be finishing up for my Patreon. Shout out to the Patreon. Um, Air signs. I went through all the zodiacs. I went through, everyone except for air signs. So I just have to do air signs. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. What's your sign again? Aren't you a Leo? Okay, let's see. I'm gonna start with Libra because Libra is the perfect sign. Libra is perfection. Libra, Libra, Libra. What does Libra need to know right now? I'm gonna pull one card to start. Libra, Three of Swords. Three of Swords came out for you. Aquarius. Oh, you know how dumb I feel in that second when you corrected me? Of course you're a fucking Aquarius. Your birthday was fucking yesterday. I feel stupid. Oh my god. that you. Okay, so I can read this out loud. I don't know if I need to. I don't know if I have to, but um, for Libra, this could indicate that you're dealing a lot of nonsense lately, and it's necessary that you ground yourself with the Queen of Cups, Five of Swords. Ground yourself, and remember that low key you are overpowered in this situation that is bringing a bit of disharmony. Remember that you have a bit of an upper hand somehow. I'm not suggesting that you knock over some buildings of King Kong. Just remember that you are. Can you believe that the month is almost over? I guess you can because it's your birthday. Also, did you tell me that your birthday was coming up, or was this just something that you were just going to keep a surprise? I feel like you just wanted to keep it a surprise. Time to pay rent again. Oh my. I mean, I pay bills. I have a bill. I don't know, but I feel like such. I feel like I'm coming from such a privileged perspective, but I say like can't relate because can't relate. I mean, I definitely understand. I understand what that feels like, but I'm like I don't know. Anyways, okay. So I just posted for Libra. Um, yeah, I'd like to. It's really easy. It's really easy to think about fulfilling my divine purpose when I don't have to worry about bills. That's how I look at it. I'm like, I don't know. There's a lot less for me to think about. You know. I should be making a lot more content because of that factor. But I try to pace myself because I'm still doing a lot. I'm like I don't know. Once again, I just posted a video on YouTube if you want to check that out. If not, whatever. But I did post even if nobody sees it. Okay, so I just posted for Libra. I guess I could do Aquarius next. Oh, actually, I think I'm gonna do Aquarius last because I'm Gemini and I'll be reading for like I don't know. I always feel weird about reading for myself, for other people. Like I can read for myself, obviously, but when it comes to reading for other people, I don't know. So Gemini, what's going on for Gemini? Four of Swords and Two of Swords. You might feel called to rest more. I definitely resonate with that. But generally, make sure to stay focused on your goals as you move forward. You might feel tempted to go back to some old habits, and that's okay. No shame. Just understand the progress you've made and try to stay on course. Okay, so that's Gemini. I feel like these have been pretty short, but I don't know. Okay, 4 swords, 2 swords, Gemini. Get some rest and stay focused. Thank you for your kind words. Okay. So Aquarius. More like Aquarius, because you're a queer. I'm sorry, that was Aquarius. I shouldn't be as tickled as I am about that. That's okay. What's going on for Aquarius at this time? What does Aquarius need to know? What does Aquarius need to hear right now in this moment? Ace of Cups. Oh, and the Hermit. Oh, bye. Aquarius. Ace of Cups and the Hermit. What's going on for Aquarius? Self love, self care. I wasn't expecting that sort of energy, to be honest. And the Hermit come out for you this week. It You might already be in that mood, or maybe you feel called to it. But either way, self care is on the menu. Taking time to really love on yourself and treat yourself like the prize that you are is going to make a world of difference. I don't like calling these horoscopes, but I guess these are horoscopes. Aquarius. I'm swearing. Yeah, take care of yourself, babes. Love yourself today. Do it because I can't. Do it because I can't. Because I can't show you some love. Rub your feet in honor of me. Don't get it. Just get it. But okay, I'm gonna just. Oh shit, Aquarius. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Awesome. Also, the Three of Cups came out. Also, there might be something about like friends or something. I don't know. Um, do you have friends? I feel like that sounds like a very pointed question. Do you even have friends? Who are you? I didn't mean to sound so pointed. But the Three of Cups came out, and I'm like, there's something about friends or somebody close to you. Let me see. I'm curious what that's about. What's happening with friendships with Aquarius? What's happening? Oh wow. Hmm. Interesting. You're the King of Swords, the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Wands. I don't know what this is about, but this is interesting energy. Um, like some difficult friends, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what that's about. I wasn't trying to interpret it too deeply. I was just curious about the energy. Aw, that's sweet. Very lucky to have the people in life. Like you said to me, hold on to that. Most of the Aquariuses I've known often have friends. Because Aquarius is supposed to be like a community energy. It's supposed to be somebody who's naturally a humanitarian, someone who's like, they're really good at being friendly, and they're not always friendly. Sometimes they're very antisocial, but usually they're very good at like building community. So, I mean, it would make sense that you would have friends, but on the flip, Aquarius also tends to be kind of a lonely energy. But that's the duality of any energy, I guess. Because if you talk about Leo, I take that back. Because Leo's supposed to be social. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, they are the sun. Like, they are, you know? But I've also met some Leos who were very antisocial. And I'm sure there were parts of their chart that probably reflected that. I didn't know their chart, but I knew that they were Leos, and I was like, "How are you a Leo? You seem very introverted." But duality. I'm just talking, anyways. Um, yeah, that's good. That's good. I mean, I feel like I feel like I have friends. I have people that I can talk to. I guess I don't know. No, I don't. I mean, I have people that I can like ask things from and like I don't know, exchange energy with. People on the internet. I love people and also they are wild. I usually don't have judgment, but also what are they doing? Right, right. The Virgo in me resonates with that. Like, what are you doing? I try not to judge, but what are you doing? I literally, that was the dream that I had. Like, it was kind of a reflection of like, I feel like what's been going on the last few days in my waking life. Because I feel like I've just been really like, what are you doing? Like, are you stupid? You know, and then that's what happened in the dream. Like, I was like yelling at people. I was like, why? What is wrong with you? Like, this is a dream, but what is wrong with you? The most extroverted introverts, yeah. I would say I'm an ambivert. I love talking to people, but then I have moments where I'm like, my Virgo comes out, and I'm like, I don't want to talk to anybody. Don't ever talk to me again. But then, of course, I get out of that, and I'm like, let's talk. Let's have some fun. Let's communicate. You know. Um, but you can't go off of sun sign astrology, babe. See, what is sun sign? Like, I don't do that. Because based off of that, I'm not a Gemini. I only have two Gemini placements. Meanwhile, I have like six Virgo placements, so I'm not a Gemini. You can identify as an Aquarius, that's okay. But I have way too much Virgo in me. Oh, so I'm gonna put these back in the deck. Scorpio rising and go as deep as possible. Ew. See that Scorpio energy though. I'm not judging you. I'm not saying anything about you, but that Scorpio energy is often very aggressive. Like the aggression that comes from a Scorpio. Oh my god. Four Aquarius placements. I would call you an Aquarius then, because that's a lot of Aquarius placements. Meanwhile, I only have two Gemini placements, my Mercury and my Sun, and it's like, what was that? They're very prominent placements, obviously, but I don't know. Because I think also, according to most standards, my Mercury is in the eighth house. I think it depends on whether or not you use whole sign or not. And I think if you use whole sign, it's in the eighth house. Because then my Venus is in the ninth house or the 10th house. Excuse me. Um, which makes a lot of sense to me. That's why I use whole sign. Because when I don't use whole sign, I'm like, this is really weird. I don't know. But whole sign makes a lot of sense. It's very like it makes sense for my Virgo mind. Everything's in order. Everything's in place. You know. I'm actually talking to a Scorpio, and like the way that his mind is like so sexually oriented, it's so annoying. But at least I know how to like win him over. I guess right. Virgo moon in the 10th house. Oh my god, that makes so much sense that you're a massage therapist. Actually, no, actually though, that's beautiful. I love that. Virgo in the 10th house, Virgo moon in the 10th house. Because you know, the 10th house is supposed to be about like career and ambition and reputation. It's usually the thing that you're most notable for. And so for Virgo, it's about health, you know. I also have a Virgo moon. It's in the 12th house, but still. The 12th house energy is also kind of crazy. Like people with 4th house, 8th house, and 12th house placements. Oh my god, because those are water signs. Those are usually the more psychic energies. And it's like you're crazy. And I think people with 10th house placements often are usually very ambitious. They're usually very career oriented. Once again, to have my Venus there. Like, yeah, I'd be a little workaholic. But I think that's a good trait in capitalism, right? Maybe, possibly. I don't know. I hate it. My Mars and Pluto are in Scorpio in the 12th house. Ooh, baby. It's hot. That's spicy. Anyways, it's a nice day. I'm affirming it for myself because I've been dealing with a lot of bullshit. I'm just like, I need good flowing energy, you know? Capitalism was built for the earth signs. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Um, I would say also the fire signs, but I feel like the fire signs are kind of like, I don't know. Hmm. Because I'm thinking from an energetic standpoint. I'm like, fire signs, I feel like definitely have the gall. Same with water signs, but it's a matter of like feeling contained. Because if you try to contain a fire, what happens? It goes out, right? So I don't know. And air cannot be controlled. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius cannot be controlled. Like it's impossible. I mean, it's possible. Anything's possible, but yeah, it wasn't. Just thinking of all the pop stars and all the celebrities who aren't heavy uh, earth signs. I mean, some of our favorites, some of my favorites. I don't know if you like Ariana Grande, but she has a Capricorn rising. Like she's a Cancer sun, but she has a Capricorn rising and a Libra moon. And it's like, oh nah, she was built for this. She knows what she's doing. Like, also, I don't like getting into drama and stuff, but I've been hearing about the Billy Ray Cyrus thing, like people being like sad about Billy Ray, and it's crazy because the way she talks about it, Miley, she's like, "Oh, Oprah's birthday was yesterday. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was your birthday either. I mean, I didn't know anybody's birthday was. I didn't tune into anybody's birthday to be honest. But I think it's sad because when you think about Billy Ray Cyrus's like celebrity trajectory, he literally just had like a one night stand. Like he just had like a glimmer in the pan, you know. And then he had a daughter. He had some kids, and immediately they were just like star quality, and it was just like okay, because like it's not even. I'm not calling it drama. I said drama. It's really just like generational trauma shit, you know. Because I don't know. I don't know all the details, obviously, but I think one of his sons posted a really lengthy, really emotional Instagram post, being like, I miss my father. I wish that he was, you know, still here with us, but he's obviously dealing with his own shit, and you know, he has to help himself and all that stuff, and they've been talking about it in different news articles because why is this news? But it is interesting to think about at least from a psychological standpoint because once again he was famous. He had an instant with fame, and then but it wasn't as big as like his children, you know, as Miley, and you know, and I saw a headline and it was like Miley's always had star quality. Like she was born into star quality. Like her dad was famous. Like she instantly got rolled. Like it wasn't a question of like whether or not she was like a star, but for him it was like always this like I need to be this person, you know, because like there's clips of them of being on stage and like trying to connect and like it's really sad. Once again, from a psychological standpoint, just from the idea of like the human mind, you know, because I don't know, like I feel like it's a case of because like they have it, like everyone's a star to some degree. You're a star, I'm a star. We're all stars to some degree. Oh my god, Noah Cyrus, I love her music. I'm a huge fan of the Cyrus sisters. Like I love Miley Cyrus's music. I love Noah's music. Don't ask me anything about Billy Cyrus. I don't know anybody who has music. Once again, I pray for him. I wish the best for him. But music wise, I think they are so like I think they're angels. Like their music has helped me a lot over the years. Um, which once again, it's so sad to think about like how he's just kind of like his ego is just kind of run the show. Like he's just trying to do it for his ego. Which no judgment, but it's like it's so sad because I'm like you can tell that they do it because they genuinely love making music. Like, but meanwhile he's there and he's just trying to like I don't know these people personally, so it's like how can I even say this? You know. But just watching from the outside, it's so sad. But he didn't have his finger on the pulse. That's an interesting phrase. His finger on the pulse. What does that mean? Does it mean he didn't? What does that mean? I'm gonna look that up. Finger on the pulse. Finger on the pulse is an idiom that means to be aware of the latest trends or developments in a specific area. Yeah, that's definitely a thing with a lot of celebrities. They kind of get lost in the era that they went famous, and he went famous in the '90s. Like that's when he originally was famous. So imagine being stuck in the '90s mentally. Yikes. Um, and I don't consider myself famous. I'm not calling myself a celebrity, but I've had my most viral moments in the last like 5 years. In the last like once again, I don't consider myself famous, but to any degree, if I were, definitely, I feel like I'm more, centered in the current moment. His music videos. I mean, I don't. I'm not trying to be like. I'm not trying to be like catty or sassy, but doesn't he only have one song like officially? Apparently, he has two songs. Oh my gosh! No, wait, no, he has a whole album. Shut up, Tony. Oh my god. Also, I didn't know he was born in Kentucky. You know how bad I feel. You know how bad I feel about all I said, and I'm looking at his discography. He has a lot of albums that he's recorded. I feel so bad about like the think piece that I just did. Um, 1992, 1996, 2009, 1993, 2007, Home at Last. Oh, that looks like a dramatic piece. I Wanna Be Your Joe, The Other Side. He was really actually he was productive. Oh my god. I feel so bad about what I said about him. Oh my god. But at the same time, I don't know, just like watching him in real time, it's kind of sad because I don't know. It just seems like his priorities aren't straight. Like that one clip where he was performing with Miley, and she was like trying to connect with him, but he was just like he was kind of like blocking her out. He was just like trying to connect with the audience, and it was like your daughter is like right in front of you, and you like what? Hey, what's up? 262. What's up? Um, because once again, she was born into it. Like she was a child, and instantly she had like the spotlight on her, and they had a whole TV show together. Like she was no stranger to fame, but like for him, I feel like it was something he was chasing, and it was like, dude, why are you chasing this? Like you literally like have the ability to just kind of exist in the spotlight, yet you're like trying so hard, you know. Anyways, we're just talking. How are you today or tonight? I don't know. It's 4:44 on a motherfucking clock. How are you doing? How'd that reading go that I did for you? I did a reading for you the other day. I think I don't remember what I said, but did you find it useful? I'm stretching. My body is very full of tension. You like to stretch, stretch. That's not a stretch. It's a dance. I'm dancing. Anyways, still working on it. True, true. It's a progress. I'm imagining you stretching. Can I imagine you stretching? I'm sorry, I'm gross. You know, for someone who is like deathly afraid of like connecting face to face, I flirt a lot, like a lot, and I need to stop because I don't know if I would be flirting as much as if he were up here face to face. I don't know. Maybe I would be. I don't know, but we'll never know. Maybe. But anyways, it's a beautiful day. It's a nice day. Affirm it for yourself. I don't know what time zone you're in, but say it to yourself. It's a nice fucking day. Ain't nobody gonna stomp on my parade except for myself. I might stomp on my parade because self sabotage is real. But it's a nice day. I'm gonna ride these down on the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I got the horses in the back. I'm sorry, there's a whole meditation thing playing, and I'm like, for criticizing the Scorpio. LOL. You know, because I don't know, Scorpios are Scorpios are crazy. Like the sexual energy that comes from a Scorpio. Like I have that, I can match that, but it's like I don't know. They take it to another level. I'm just in it for the like the rush, the thrill. But then they be going too far. I'm like, girl, nobody needed all that. We didn't need to go that far. Okay, we were just talking, and now you're touching me, and it's like, I don't know. Rob Zombie. Do you know Rob Zombie? Were you the one? Somebody got me into Rob Zombie the other day. It wasn't you. I was talking to somebody, and they mentioned Scorpio Moon. Oh my god. No, I've met a lot of Scorpio Moons. I know exactly what you're fucking talking about, and I'm mad that you mentioned that. I love them. I'm not talking shit. Like all of the Scorpio Moons that I've met were very close friends to me, but that's how I know that they were crazy because they were close friends to me, and I was like, what the fuck? Like one of them was a Leo with a Scorpio Moon, and she was so sweet. She was so sweet. I'm not talking any shit about her specifically. She was such a sweetheart as far as I'm aware. But that Scorpio moon, like she had like such a like I don't know her mind. Like I feel like she was like a little bit of a paranoid Patty. You know, like she was so sweet. As far as I could tell, because you never know somebody until you know somebody, right? But as far as I knew, she was so sweet. I just keep saying that she was so sweet. But once again, every Scorpio moon that I've ever met definitely was very interesting. Very interesting. The paranoid, yeah, yeah, no. I don't like paranoia. I feel like I've been dealing with a lot of paranoia recently, and no, no. Wait, do you have Scorpio moon? What's your moon? We're both Virgo moons here. What if all of us were Virgo moons? That'd be crazy. Also, Rob Zombie's birthday was on the 12th. Leo moon, the possessiveness. Oh, Leo moon's cute. I've also read that Leo moon though is a lot like Aquarius moon and Virgo moon. Like I don't know. It depends on how you choose to manifest it. Like, I don't like to believe that astrology is set in stone. Like, you could have any signs. It's really just a point of like how you personally, consciously choose to manifest it. But I've read that Leo moon is a lot like Aquarius moon, like in the sense that they don't really like embracing their emotions. They don't really like talking about their emotions. I don't know. Because Leo and Aquarius are like opposite ends of the spectrum. They're both like different sides of the same coin sort of energy. And Aquarius moons are definitely they're the type to like analyze their own emotions and be like, no emotions, you know. But maybe that's just a human thing. Maybe humans just do that. Maybe that's not anything to do with the signs. Also, I really do wish I would have gotten on here earlier. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, but I avoid or express too much, then pretend it never happened. LOL. That sounds really healthy. It sounds really, really healthy. White American culture doesn't like feelings. Oh my god, don't even get me started. Because you said the white word. You said the trigger word. Don't even get me started on the idea, the history, the psychology of white culture. Because like, why is it so normalized to be savages? Like, I'm not saying this directed towards anybody. Obviously, I'm talking like culturally because we're talking about it. Like culturally, why do white people do what they do? Like, I don't know, and it's not just white people. Like I'm saying, white people is it's really just a culture thing. Like, because I'm black and I have black people that I've met who are also the same way, who are very apathetic. You know, it's not just a white person thing. I know it's not a white person thing, but it does stem. I feel like from our ancestors, our white ancestors, because it's been so normalized to like just steal things and shit. People in power. Honestly, if we were to boil it down, people in power. Power corrupts. It really does. It really does. People get a little bit of influence and they go crazy. And it's like, girl, you're just telling them the morning announcements. It's not that serious. It's funny. I was watching American Dad, just kind of like de stress a little bit, and like I was watching the episode where the principal gave them the ability to like do the morning announcements, and like every time he got a new kid to do it, they went drunk with power. They like eventually went on this rant about like how I'm God and they listen to what I say goes. And it was it was just like it was a really silly example of how people really like let power go to their head. Like it's crazy. Like all people can be crazy and that's why one group shouldn't have power over others. No, you meant what you said. You see you wanna white supremacy. No, I'm kidding. I mean, from a psychological standpoint, I can understand the narcissism that comes from like wanting to be superior. I can understand it, but it's just like from a spiritual standpoint, I'm like we're all here, we're all learning. It's we you know you got to get to give. That's how I see it, at least. Or no, you got to give to get. Like if you want to get, you got to give. If you wanna if you wanna see the fruits of the labor, you got to put in some energy. You can't just expect things to work out for you. I mean, you can, but also hard work is very necessary. Like I don't know. Anyways, I mean, because even when I come on here, like if I were to talk about myself, like I come on here, like this is a little bit of power. Like I have power here. Like this is, like I have the ability to make a video and change people's minds. You know, that's power. But I have to consciously remind myself like not to get a big head about it. Like it doesn't make me a better person just because I do certain things. Like it's just a part of who I am. But I feel like a lot of people they start getting influenced and it's just like, no, I am God. I will kill you. And it's like, really? Really? Okay, if that's how you feel, I guess. I don't know. I've never felt that way. I've never felt like the need to dominate or like be better than someone. I don't know. People are awesome. People are awesome. This work is spiritual mentorship that is powerful. Yeah, I feel that. Spiritual mentorship. Oh my god, I had somebody comment on one of my videos, my YouTube videos yesterday. Or not yesterday, why did I say yesterday? The other day. It was a video where I was trying to be like insightful. Um, and they commented with no context, by the way. Like I've never seen this person in my life as far as I'm aware. They commented, "You can't help anybody." And I deleted the comment. At first I was just gonna let it sit there because I was like, "Oh, that's engagement, that's a comment." But I was just like, "Why did you comment that? Like what was your purpose?" Like I just have to imagine it's somebody that knows me personally and just I don't know, because like why did you feel the need to say that? Like maybe I didn't help you, but like it's definitely helpful for somebody, you know? I don't know, like because I feel like I have to go back to the no judgment zone and be like, no judgment. It is what it is. Like, you know, people choose to spread hate. That's their problem. But it's just like, why? Like, why do you like? How does that make sense to spread like hate? There was this really funny comedian on here who was talking about how it doesn't take anything for her to spread hate. I thought it was funny. I thought it was cute. How, like, you know, it was a funny joke. But to think that people actually do enjoy spreading hate makes me kind of feel weird to exist in my body. I mean, because I get it. Like, playing the mean girl can be fun. Like, if I got to like play a bully in a movie, I think that'd be fun. But like, I don't know. After the fact, and it's like it's over and I'm done. I don't want, I don't want to carry that into my life. Evil. See, that's a discussion. That's a discussion. Evil, the idea of evil. Because I don't know. I recently was rereading my favorite book, or re-listening, because it's an audiobook, The Game of Life and How to Play It. And in that book, she talks about how there's only one power. Like, we get confused and we start to believe that there's multiple powers, there's good and evil. But really, there's just God. Like that. I'm not saying that that's true, but that's what she says in the book. It was written in 1925. It's like one of my favorite spiritual books. Um, and she says there's only one power. There's only God, and everything else is just like a distortion of that. And like based off of that, I like to believe that evil is just a misunderstanding. It's just a lack of love. It's just a lack of like someone feeling important. Because most villains have a villain or origin story where it makes sense that they would do what they do. Like Syndrome, like if you think about the Incredibles, Syndrome was a guy who felt special. He was smart, but he didn't have like superpowers like his heroes, like the people that he looked up to. And so he was like, I'm gonna make myself super. And then he got bullied for trying it. And so he was like, fuck y'all. I'm about to take over. I'm about to like be evil. And that's how he became evil. And it's like it makes sense. I'm not saying it's right, but it makes sense as to why he would do the things that he did. He felt like abandoned by the world. He felt like everybody hated him, you know? So, you know, and encouraging people to enjoy the misery of others. It's a psychological thing, though. Once again, my perspective is that it's just like a misunderstood energy. It's just because we all want to fit in, we all want to like feel loved, and when you don't get that, you kind of go the other way, and you're like, okay, fuck everybody. I'm not saying it's right, but it is what it is. I was also thinking about the evil stepmother recently. I don't know why. I want to do a reading where I talk about that because it's been coming up a lot. The evil stepmother trope. Um, Hold on, because there was like I'd recently come across the evil stepmother story, and apparently the evil stepmother, she came from a situation where she was kind of like the victim. And once again, most villains have an origin story. Like she was like a queen or something, and I think she had a really bad spouse, like a really bad husband or something like that. Also, and
Imagine being able to reach 15 million views on the first video.
and I think he died.
You start at 0 subscribers.
And then so she remarried, and she married a really good guy, a really good like a king or whatever, Cinderella's father. And instead of dealing with her own trauma like a normal human being, she put it on to the king and her daughter, or his daughter. Well, actually, just the daughter, I guess. And it was just basically a repeated cycle. Like she was bullied, and so then she bullied. And it doesn't make it right, but it makes sense. Humans just kind of do what they're shown, and so that's the story of that. And then Cinderella. when you think about it, she could have turned into another evil character because of the way she was treated. But that's the difference between a hero and a villain. Like the hero uses their pain to help others, and then a villain uses their pain to like create more suffering. You know, because low key Cinderella could have been the bad guy. She could have turned so evil. She could have been like, yo, she could have did so much. She could have did so much, but she was like, nah, it ain't in me. I ain't about to do that. You know, like thank you, thank you. I try to be poetic, but no, like seriously, because because we all go through shit. We all experience trauma. We all get bullied at some point in our experience, and it's just a matter of what you do with that. You know, like, are you going to use it to make yourself better, or are you going to use it as an excuse to hurt other people? There's no right or wrong, I guess, but like, which one are you going to choose? Because there's a choice. Yeah, yeah, because like I don't know, like not once in my life have I ever thought like, oh, I'm feeling this pain. Let me put it on somebody else. Like, never, not once have I ever thought that. I'm like, no, I'm feeling this, and I don't want anybody else to feel this. So I'm going to like try my best to make sure nobody else feels this. But that's just me, I guess. No, I'm kidding. That's not. I know that's not just me. I'm sure that you guys are like that too. I don't know. I don't know. I just like to make assumptions. But actually, I will say there have been a few times where I've done baneful magic. But even then, I still try to do it from a compassionate place. I still try to do it from like a, I don't want to kill you. Like, I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I just want you to understand, how your behavior was not okay. You know, like I think there's like a few times like I could count on my hand, on my finger, my one finger, one. No, I've done it a few times. Like there's at least two or three times that I can think of where I sat down and I wrote down like a petition, and I was like, X, Y, and Z, and like blah 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 blah, and I'm very proud of it. Like one of those times, oh my god, like I don't even know if I should talk about it. Should I talk about it? I feel like a bad guy if I talk about this. Oh my god, healthy people don't want to hurt other people for the most part. I don't know. I feel like revenge is kind of normal though. But tell us. Um, one time, okay, so it was actually recently, and I talked about it in a YouTube video. Um, so I was living with normal doesn't equal healthy. That's the truth. Um, so I was living somewhere. I'm not living there anymore, but I was living somewhere, and it was a really cool setup. Like I want to like get that out of the way and say like it was a really awesome setup. Like I was super thankful for the situation that I was in. Super thankful. But of course, with any situation, with any blessing, there's always going to be like annoying parts. And the annoying part was that a lot of the other people who lived there kind of like held some animosity towards me. And there was this couple specifically, if you want to call it a couple, I guess. I don't understand the social dynamic of this situation, but like there was this one transgender woman. And I'm trying to be respectful about her pronouns because she was a transgender woman. Like I don't know, like that's not relevant. But she was a trans woman, and she was like dating two of the dudes who lived there, like separately, I guess. And one of the dudes, I had a crush on, like a tiny crush. Like I thought he was cute, and so I hit on him, not thinking much of it because you have multiple boyfriends. I don't see how it would be like a possessiveness thing, right? From my perspective, I don't see how it could be a possessiveness thing anywhere. And so I hit on him like slightly, very 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 tame. Like I didn't do anything crazy. I touched his chest. That was like the most that I did with his permission. I asked his permission. Like I didn't just like, you know, I was like, "You're cute. Can I like touch you?" Because I don't think he was wearing a shirt. Also, like he wasn't wearing a shirt when I met him. And so I was like, "Can I touch your chest?" And he acted cool about it. He was cool about it, right? And he left the situation and he complained about it. And like once again, in the moment, he showed he was smiling, he was good about it. But then he walked away and he was like, I don't know what he said, but he almost got me kicked out of the place that I was staying at, like because of his complaining. And I'm like, what the fuck? And so that happened, and so that was like a little bit of animosity that like occurred. And I don't think that that's the reason why she like was the way she was with me. I think she used that as an excuse to be like angry towards me. Because once again, from my perspective, you have multiple boyfriends. Why would you be upset about me hitting on one of them? Like that doesn't make any sense. But either way, um, this woman was very like she had a lot of vitriol towards me, and the way that she manifested that was she would give me the cold shoulder. And on the surface, it's like okay, whatever. But the living arrangement that I was in, she would have to walk through my bedroom to like get through because like the house was kind of like it was weirdly designed, and the bedroom that I was in, she would have to walk through it, and she would like purposely give me the cold shoulder, and that kept happening. And I don't think it was related to the boyfriend thing that I just mentioned, but I like sharing that because that was part of the situation. And so I noticed that this was happening, and once again, the boyfriend from before that I flirted with, he at some point, I at some point came to him, and I was like, "Hey, why is your girlfriend like so mad at me? Like, what's happening?" And I tried to be civil about it. I was like, "What's going on? Like, is there anything I can do to like rectify the situation?" And he basically blew up at me and was like, "Fuck you." And I was like, "Where is this coming from?" Because once again, up until that point, we were just like on like even though I knew it was fake, he was still like smiling in my face and he was still being pleasant with me, you know? So when that happened, I was like, what? What's going on? And so it kept happening. Like he blew up at me and she kept giving me the cold shoulder and like disturbing my peace. And so I took it upon myself and I was like, hey, spirits, check me if I'm wrong, but like, fuck these dudes. I was like, if I'm wrong, so be it. Like, don't do nothing. But if I'm not wrong in the situation, please, like, let's do something here. And the dude that I had a crush on, he ended up going to like a psych ward. Like, he had a mental breakdown. And the woman, the girl, the trans lady, she disappeared. Like, I stopped seeing her as much. She was supposed to have a party like that month at the house, and she never had the party. I don't know what happened, but like it seemed like a lot of shit went down with them, and I was just like, I felt so vindicated because I was just like, I didn't really have to do much. I was just like, I just had a conversation with the higher ups. I was like, I'm really annoyed. I basically just told them what was going on. I was like, here's what's going on. Here's what's happening. I'm really upset about it. I feel powerless. Like, please help me. And then once again, he had a mental breakdown, and that was like I attributed it to me like doing that because I was just like, because what are you doing? Like, I don't, and like I felt bad about it. Like I felt bad about it because then I witnessed him because he lived in the same house as me. He wasn't sleeping. He was like talking about some demon or something. I don't know. Well, actually, was he talking about a demon? I think I noticed that there was like a demon or something because he wasn't sleeping, and I don't know. I tried to keep a distance because I had to remember I was like this is happening because of your behavior. Th- like I can show sympathy, I can show compassion, but this is happening because of you. Um, so I was like like I inquired about it. I was like, what's wrong? Like, and I don't know. The spiritualist in me was like, I could give him advice, I could tell him how to protect himself, but he didn't ask for my help, and so I just showed him a little bit of compassion, and I was like, okay, whatever. And then that was just about it. That was like I didn't really interact with him much after that because once again, I had to do painful medical. Like I don't like having to do that. I felt really icky about it at first, but that's what happens. Like when you mess with somebody like who like is a people pleaser. I'm like I'm very quick to be people pleasing. I'm very easy to work with. And if you're not gonna work with me, then I don't know. Go fall down a cliff or something. Hey Sammy. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing to give spiritual advice if somebody's not asking for it. I mean, it's unsolicited. Yeah, 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 yeah. Because I'm trying to justify it. I'm like, well, I could have just given him the advice, but also for him to be so like hateful towards me, I'm like, why would I give you any advice unsolicited? You know, like I love you, I care about you, like as a person, as a human, as a divine creature, I care about you, but like when you're attacking me, that care kind of goes out the window a little bit, you know? And people don't understand that. It's like you don't see how your actions are like making me not want to help you. Will Riker contact me wanting me back? Thank you. I like how polite you were. Would he have taken me seriously? That's also a good question. That's a good freaking question. Who knows? Who knows? Who freaking knows? Probably not. A lot of the people in that house were very dismissive of me, which is one of the reasons why I left. Like it was a very I was very blessed in that situation. I was very thankful to be in that situation, but it was like those people very much so took advantage of like of me. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. Okay, you said will he call you? Will he want you back? Let's see. Oh, you have three cards. I don't know why I laughed. We have the sun, which is a good omen. This is a good sign. Um, the other two cards, I'm just gonna read them for shits and giggles. When is the last time you were uncontrollably happy? And when is the last time you were uncontrollably angry? And then also, things will likely end in flames. Wear your flame resistant pants. Once again, I'm just reading those for shits and giggles. The sun card is the main card, and the sun is about positivity, it's about brightness. Will he call you wanting you back? Excuse me, most likely. Oh my god. I haven't eaten. I don't know why there's so much pressure. Like that came out of nowhere. Um, could also be a grandmother figure in your energy. I don't know what that's about, but yeah, hope that's helpful. Um, confirmation burp. That was really intense. I was like, I haven't eaten today. I don't know why I'm burping. I haven't even had water actually. I haven't had water today. I did brush my teeth though. So, oh, grandma. Yeah, of course, of course. Um, see, now I'm thinking about that. I'm like, would they have been receptive to that? Because I don't know, shoulda, coulda, woulda. I could have said it. I could have expressed the advice that I had. Um, but would that have just made them hate me more? Because you say some people ask non-verbally, but I don't know. Like a lot of people don't like feeling stupid, and like a way of feeling stupid, a way of feeling humility is by having to ask for advice. You know, like, do you know how many people ask me for advice in my real life, waking life? Not that many people. Like, and it's weird because people know that I do this. Like, people will like watch me, or like I'll tell them, and I'll be like, this is what I do, but then they don't want to come to me for advice. They don't want to ask me questions, and I'm like, that's that pride, you know. Also, fun fact, it's so irrelevant to anything, but one of the times, like the specific time that I'm thinking of when I like inquired about his like sleep stuff because he was having trouble sleeping. He said I think he was lying because he said he hadn't slept for like a whole week. But then I swear I heard snoring coming from his room. So I was like, what's the truth, buddy? I don't give a fuck, but what's the truth? I didn't say that to him, but I was like, what's the truth? Um, Either way, he said he wasn't sleeping. And in that moment, like the moment that I'm thinking of when he like told me that he wasn't sleeping, he was butt ass naked. Like he was covering himself with a pillow, and it was like this really awkward moment because I was just genuinely like curious as to why he wasn't sleeping. I like Because then there was somebody else watching the moment happen, and I feel like he was interpreting it as me like coming on to him or something. And literally, I could not have cared less that he was naked. I just want to stress that in this moment. Like it doesn't matter, but I literally did not care that he was naked. I was just trying to like be a compassionate person in that moment. But he was also naked. It was just like that was the fact that I was like, why are you naked? I didn't say that, but I was like, why are you naked right now? Like I think low key he was possessed. I think he was dealing with a demon. Cause like I don't like just thinking back on it, like it was just so obvious. Like you can tell when someone's like possessed. You can tell when someone's dealing with like a demon. Or at least I can. I don't know. And then at some point, I remember somebody else asked me. They like asked me. This is one of the rare moments where they actually did ask for advice or something. He basically asked me, do I think that there's like a ghost living in the house? And he asked me in a way where he wasn't directly asking me, but he asked me, and I was like, yeah, of course. There's ghosts everywhere. People die everywhere. Of course, there's ghosts everywhere. Um, and then that made me think, and I was like, oh yeah, of course there's something attached to him. Of course he's dealing with some sort of like entity. Um, like the way that he was acting, like I mean, it might have been my fault. Maybe it was the maid fault. I don't think it was my fault. I think that was his own stuff, you know, because I did it in the name of love. I wasn't doing it just to be malicious. Like I did it to like, help them understand not to fuck with me because they kept fucking with me, and I was like, leave me alone. Like you keep like purposely trying to disturb my peace, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like I'm minding my business, and you're coming in here like purposely trying to like, trigger me. It's like I mean, we all have demons to some degree. Like, it's not like something that's exclusive to certain people. I believe that we all have, like, in the sense that we are divine creatures, we all have the ability to hold darkness. We all have the ability to hold evil, you know? And Amelia! Oh, yeah, definitely not. I didn't call on any dark stuff. I called on my angels. I called on my spirit guides. That's who I was talking with. So however they dealt with it is how they dealt with it. But we don't all have mental breakdowns. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I feel like, unfortunately, I think a lot of us do, and we don't call them mental breakdowns though. We just call them, I don't know, like, because I've had several mental breakdowns in my life. I've had several moments where I like literally my mind split. Thankfully, I learned a lot from the situations, but I mean, I'd like to believe that, but I don't know. Some people are stubborn. Some people will not learn their lesson for their life in them. It's crazy. How does Darion feel now that I left the campus? Let's see. I'm gonna pull from the love messages deck. I used to hear a million. I'm sorry, that's making me think of that one Little Mix song. I think it's that song with Nicki Minaj. I always say what I'm feeling. Yeah, I was born without a zip, or I was born without a, what is it? I was born without a zip on my mouth. Is that what she said? I was born without a, well, like, that's what she said, but I'm like, I have lots of mental breakdowns. Oh my. Hopefully they're not, like, externally inflicted. Yikes. Um, I mean, I think it is a part of, the divine process. Like, losing your mind. Like, a lot of people say you have to lose yourself to find yourself, you know? And I definitely found myself in those moments. We have reunion and indecisive. We will always come back to each other. You said, does he miss you? Is that what you said? What did you say? How does he feel about you now that you've left campus? Um, we will always come back together. Um, I feel like he definitely misses you to some degree, but there's also this element of like not really being sure of where you stand with the indecision card. Like It's kind of like I have these feelings for you. I like you, but also these feelings are really overwhelming and scary and like, oh my God, I don't know if I can really handle it. Like that sort of energy. Um, but once again, we do have a reunion. That's the main card. Um, and it's like this cute couple. I don't know if you think they're cute, but she's kind of pretty, I guess. Can't really see his face, but yeah, mental health is really important though, and that's also why I like advocate for like affirmations and stuff. Like I think it's really important to work on your mental health, especially when you're on the divine path, because like it will leave you, it will have you feeling crazy, you know. And he's blocked. Oh, she said, "Fuck him." She said, "I'm blocking you." I mean, also because I think about it, and I'm like, because he was a DJ, and I really wanted to connect with him on a musical level. Like that was also what upset me about the whole situation. Like this dude that I was talking about that had a mental breakdown, like he was also a DJ, and I tried to connect with him in that way, but it seemed like he had no interest in trying to like get to know me, which is fine. You know, you don't you don't have to you don't have to get to know me, but it was just like I don't know. They tried so hard to like ostracize me there, and I was just like, what the fuck. And I put up with it for so long. And when I finally left, they were like, "Oh, why are you leaving? Is it because we don't talk to you?" That wasn't why, but like, why? Why would I want to be around that? Why would I want to be around people who consciously don't talk to me? You know. But I don't know. Part of me regrets it. Part of me is like, maybe I should have just stuck it out. Because once again, it was a very I was super thankful. Like I, not a day went by where I wasn't like sitting in gratitude because of the sort of situation I found myself in. You know, but it is what it is. We make our decisions every fucking day. And my decision was to leave because, you know, do I want freedom or do I want my mental health? I mean, ideally both. But like my mental health was definitely, and I was trying to go sober too. I was trying to like go on a health journey and dealing with that shit. Like that's because I'm telling you, when you go sober, when you start eating healthy, it changes your mind. It really does something to your mind. And if you have people around you who are like hateful towards you, it does something to your brain. It doesn't like because I started getting so sensitive to energies, and I just could not be around them anymore. And I was just like, this is crazy. Like it was crazy. Like my body was like, I was in so much pain. Like I hate to complain, but I was in so much pain. Like every day I was trying to go sober. I was trying to eat healthier. I wasn't trying. I was eating healthier. I was only eating fruits. I was only eating veggies, and I was also trying to go sober. And then, meanwhile, I'm also dealing with these people. And I'm like, God, please help me. Like, it was crazy. Like, it was crazy, bro. What did you ask me? Sorry. Could you read into why I met Aaron? I had a dream about him before he told me he found someone. Ooh, oof. I can read. I can pull into that. I'm gonna pull from the soul's journey. Oh shit. Yeah, no. If you're on that journey, if you're on a health journey, if you're on a sober journey, please be mindful of the relationships that you keep. Because a lot of people will be like, "It's impossible. It's really hard." No, if you have the wrong people around you, yes, it is impossible. Like, and imagine being homeless and trying to do that. Imagine being homeless and trying to go sober. Oh my god. Okay, let me tune in. I'm sorry. Let me take a deep breath. One, two, three. Why did they meet Aaron? What's Aaron's purpose in uh this person's life? I don't know if I know your name. I don't know if you ever told me your name. Oh yeah, Pauline. remember I met a Pauline when I was homeless, when I was like in my drug era. She was really sweet, and she eventually got off the drugs, and that was really cool. Um, she was one of the successful cases. A lot of people that I met, they just kept going down that path. But she had a husband who was really supportive of her, and she got off the stuff, which was really cool. We have guilt, we have courage, and we have patience. Okay, so Pauline, um, the patience card is telling me that there's more than what I'm looking at. Um, patience, this is yellow. Courage, this is purple for some reason, and then guilt is orange. If it relates to the chakra system, that's the solar plexus, that's the pineal, and that's sacral, the sacral chakra. If that means anything to you, I do feel like the energies of guilt and courage are something that you can stand to work through with this person. Guilt, as in like not feeling guilty for how you choose to show up, not feeling guilty for how you choose to respond to their nonsense. The courage to like love and be loved and not like run away from that love. You know what I mean? As an energy that I feel present here. Because I don't know, I do believe that with any relationship that we have, there is something to learn. There is something to take away. Um, Obviously, you don't want to have to deal with difficult people, right? But I do feel like difficult people can teach us a lot about ourselves. Um, I'm not saying that this person is a difficult person. Also, I'm sorry. I pulled three cards. I don't know. I like your energy, so whatever. It doesn't really matter. I get to do what I want to do. If I want to pull cards for free, I can do that. Um, but yeah, I just ignored his message. I'm screaming. Oh wait, fuck. Hmm. You said he found somebody. Do I have patience with myself to like move on? Um. Okay, now that you say that, now that you put it in that context, that this makes a little bit different sense. The guilt to walk away, or the guilt, fuck, not having guilt to walk away, having the courage to walk away. Excuse me, gosh. Um, I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. That's what this card says. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. I accept that everything happens in divine order. Um, I mean, because I was thinking in terms of like why this person was in your life. I thought that's what you said. Um, but if you're just trying to walk away from the situation, then I don't know. This it makes a little bit different sense. I don't know. Um, guilt, courage, and patience. Like, excuse me, not having guilt about the way that you should, like, make your decisions and whether or not you walk away and stuff like that. I don't know. Does it make sense? Did that resonate? It's why, but I'm trying to move on because he said he met someone. I feel that. Um, oh, and then we have love. I'm imagining this is a situation where you feel like you can't really be friends, you know? Because I was going to say something, and then the synchronicity. This is the only reason why I'm saying anything, because this popped up and it was in my head. Because I was going to be like, um, I mean, just because you're not like in an intimate relationship doesn't mean you can't still be friends. But obviously, that's your life. If you don't want to be friends with somebody that you have romantic feelings for, that's understandable. Um, It's also making me think about a specific relationship in my life. Hmm. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I hope that's helpful. Hmm. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I hope that's helpful. I had an alarm go off. There was an alarm. You're welcome. Also, how long have I been up here? I've been up here for an hour and 30 minutes. This has been so fun. I need to come on here more in the middle of the night. I feel like when I do, it's a lot more flowy. I feel like we flow a lot better. I know it's the end of the month, but can I get somebody to pay for a reading or something? Um, or like join the Patreon or subscribe to my YouTube. Self promo, you know? I would love that. I would love that so much. Once again, I know it's the end of the month. I know people have to pay bills and shit, but like, I don't know. Spoil me. No, see, now I just have so many ideas. I need to write. I need to hold on. Okay, I'm back. I got my notebook. I've talked about it before in a video, but I want to talk about some stuff. I want to talk about some experiences. Okay, cool, cool. Also, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate the likes and stuff. I appreciate you being nice to me. Thank you. Um, I hope you have a nice, wonderful day. I hope you affirm it for yourself and say, "Hey, today's a nice freaking day. Today's a beautiful day." And also, I'm sorry that I keep stretching so much. I feel like I'm stretching way too much. Oh my god. Whew. It's like releasing so much. Like whenever I stretch, like you know. Experience with painful match. What else? Ooh, that's a good idea. How much is another question? $1 million. I can show you real quick. I can just like one question is that, and then three questions is that, and then blah 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 blah. Ideally, for the number of cards, you get two questions. If you do 8 cards, that's three questions, I guess. Um, Also, did you get the reference that I just did? Did you get the that's so stupid. Um, Austin Powers. I made that reference yesterday, and I feel like it was really stupid. I keep making that reference every time somebody asks me. I'm like $1 million. I haven't seen that movie in years, but iconic. Reflect on your childhood. I don't know what that's about, but who/what is holding you back? Why do you allow it? Oh my gosh. Comparison is a thief of joy. I'm sorry. Those are my omen cards. Those are just like cards that I use for like specific situations. But yeah, if you want to do that, we could do that. Um, Also, Also, another understanding is that if you do the question card, if you do the question options, then I pull as many cards as necessary. Like it's not like the card thing is card based, obviously, but then the questions are question based. I feel like I didn't need to explain that. Maybe you're smart enough to understand that. I'm sorry for over explaining. Um, Overthinking and overdoing. Ooh, I'm just writing down ideas. Mediumship. You know, oh my god, do you guys know that one woman who comes on here and talks about mediumship? I love her. I haven't watched her in forever. I think she's called the Great Baleski or something like that. And she goes live. Oh, called the Great Baleski or something like that. And she goes live. Oh, oh, did you? Thank you? I don't see a notification for it, but thank you. Hold on. Did you? Thank you? I don't see a notification for it, but thank you. Hold on. Did you? Thank you? I don't see a notification for it, but thank you. Hold on. Did you? Thank you? I don't see a notification for it, but thank you. Hold on. Um, are you sure you sent it to the right place? I hope you didn't send it to the wrong place because I didn't get any notification for that. Um, Confused face. But thanks? Question mark. I don't know. I'm very perplexed. I'm scared. I really hope you didn't send it to the wrong place. Um, just so you can make sure that you didn't send to the wrong place, because I didn't get any notification for that. Um, just so you can make sure that you didn't send to the wrong place, because I didn't get any notification for that. I think if it's PayPal or Venmo, you can like send back or whatever. I think if it's PayPal or Venmo, you can like send back or whatever. Or you know what's interesting? I didn't get a notification until just now. It said you sent like 2 minutes ago, but I didn't get a notification. Did you want to do three cards? I could pull you three cards. Um, you're welcome to ask your questions whenever you want. Um, Also to the other person who said they wanted to ask another question, whenever you want to like, I don't know, however you want to do that. I don't know. Okay, three cards. Okay, Kawaii, Kawaii. Oh, what is that? Ew, that's Scorpio energy right there. You don't know what questions you should be asking. I mean, I always felt like I didn't understand that personally, but I understand that because it's like you ask certain questions and you get certain answers and you have to change your life. Like, I understand why people are like hesitant to ask questions personally, because it's like you ask certain questions, you gonna get certain answers, and it's like you gonna have to make some changes, and it's like not everybody's ready for that. So I get that. I understand that now, but at the same time, I could just pull cards and see what comes through, see what's necessary for you if you want. I don't know. Temperance card is here. Alchemy, patience. What's that? The Nine of Cups. Ooh, what's that? Ooh, what's that? Okay, these aren't your cards necessarily, but look at that. Look at that. Oh my God, what is that? Is that another major? That's not. What? Ew, that's nothing. That's. What is this? This is the ew. Never mind. It broke the streak. Yes, you have to trust that it will be okay. That's optimism for you. Let's see. Let's see. What does Jim? I'm gonna pull one card to start. Let's see. I'm gonna take a deep breath. If you want to take a deep breath with me, you can. One, two, three. Okay. Oh shit. Okay, already we got the card coming out. We have the Page of Swords, which is the energy of starting new things. The Page of Swords is generally about studying, it's about learning. It can it's often about somebody who's inexperienced, someone who doesn't really know that much in a certain realm. Um, Obviously, you're very smart. I know that you know a lot of wisdom. You have a lot of knowledge. You have a lot of experience. So I wouldn't say that this is necessarily you. Maybe this is somebody else in your energy, or maybe this is just a fraction of your energy because duality, whatever. I would say this is a fraction of your energy that wants to really learn and wants to really grow. Um, I peeked at the in the bottom of the deck, the Nine of Cups or Nine of Pentacles, excuse me. Um, so it could be something that makes you more money. I don't know if that's necessarily the case, but it definitely is something that is new and fresh and exciting for you. Um, this could also be about a potential love interest. I could see. Also, I'm seeing something about outlining. Okay, so with this card, I'm just noticing how you can't really tell from. I don't know if you can really tell, but it's the outline is really intense, and I just noticed how intense the outline is. Like you see how thick the outline of the drawing is. That's interesting. And there's something about outlining, something about I don't know what that's about exactly. Um, help me understand. Like, what is that? Because you said your life is chaotic right now. You said there's a lot going on in your life, and it could be about prioritizing. It could be about circling certain things, like making sure that you focus in on certain things. Um, I don't know. How is this resonating for you? Three of Swords. What's some positive news? What's some good news for Jimmy? This beautiful, beautiful soul in front of me. Um, what's going on in the spirit? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Oh my goodness. Four of Cups. Yeah. Um, the Four of Cups is often about boredom. It's about feeling stagnant. And I don't know if this relates to you personally, but I like to believe that there's no such thing as feeling stuck, right? I like to say that a lot, but I will say, once again, I don't know if this is going to resonate for you, but the other day I realized within my own energy just how stagnant I am in certain areas of my existence. And I had to be real with myself because, I always say, you're never as stuck as you feel. It's just a feeling. But with the Four of Cups coming out, there's an energy of feeling stuck, feeling bored, feeling like you're not making progress. And with the Page of Swords, that energy would definitely help. It would definitely help to stir things up. Oh my God, it's kind of because you see how this is coffee? See how this is coffee? And this is it has a sword. It's kind of like he's stirring it up. He's stirring up the drinks, making it into a blended smoothie or something, or a blended coffee. That's kind of a cute visual. And it's just generally the idea of mixing it up and starting over, trying new things could literally be as simple as taking a different route when you take a walk. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I'll take a walk, and sometimes I purposely go down a neighborhood I've never gone down. That to me is creating fresh energy. It's a very small thing, but it's the small things that really add up. You know what I mean? Um, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna take a moment. You're welcome to ask questions if you want. I'm trying not to go too fast. I feel like I'm moving very fast. Um, Page of Swords, Four of Cups. Switching it up, trying new things, not allowing boredom or stagnancy to like. Recently quit my job, got divorced, moved to a new place. Oh my. Oh wow. Also, you got divorced? I feel like you told me about that. I don't know why I feel like that's some new information, but I feel like you told me that. And I was like, oh wow. Um, that's a lot. That's very brave of you, if I could say. Very courageous to quit your job and get a divorce. A lot of people, comparison is not a good thing. We shouldn't be comparing ourselves, but a lot of people stay in situations like that for their entire lives. Like a lot of people stay in marriages they don't want to stay in. A lot of people stay in jobs they don't want to stay in. But you didn't. You made the choice to get out, to say deuces. So that's good for you. That's something to be proud of. Was it a dude? Were you married to a dude? You don't have to tell me, but I'm curious. Were you married to a dude or a woman? Curiosity killed the cat. Um, it really does make me sad though that so many people stay in situations they don't want to stay in. Like I can't imagine personally a tech bro. Oh, okay. I don't know why I'm being so nosy because then there's a part of me that's like curious as to why it didn't work out, and I'm like, I don't need to know all that information. That's none of my business. Like, it sucks that it didn't work out, but that's none of my business. Um, hmm. Also, one of these cups is like winking. Maybe that means nothing. Maybe it's like stupid, but he's winking. If you can see, he's winking his eyeball. It's not great for either of us. Lots of love, but very little. Oh my god, I know that you. I okay. The way you type that, I interpreted that as saying is like it's okay to be nosy, but then another part of me is like, oh, he's verifying that I am nosy. He's like, yeah, you're very nosy, but that's not what you said. I don't think that's what you said. Because I feel like you would have said you are nosy if you were like coming at me like that. But it's the Gemini Virgo in me. I'm very curious. Um. Also, let me see. Four of Cups. Consenting to the questions. LOL. Also, the Four of Cups can be about apathy, self absorption, and disillusionment. I don't usually read it that way. I usually just read it as boredom or stagnancy, but these are like elements of the card. I don't think these apply to you. I'm not saying that you're apathetic or self absorbed, but it can also indicate a need to reevaluate your perspective and open yourself up to new opportunities. Wait, full circle, because I didn't know that that would have said that. I didn't know that that was like an official definition of the card. Um, but that's the same thing as the Page of Swords, starting new opportunities and like changing your perspective. Wow, that's cool. Um, yeah, yeah. You might be so focused on yourself that you're unaware of what's going on around you. I don't know if that's you. I don't think that's you. I'm just reading the like I looked up the Four of Cups. I'm just looking up the different perspectives. Reflect on your past, but don't dwell on it. Focus on the present and the future. Appreciate what you have. Be open to new experiences. Embrace gratitude and motivation. I like that last one. Self focus lately. I don't think that's inherently bad. It's just a matter of like it said, to the point of not noticing what's going around you. You know, balance. Balance is very necessary. Oh, also, Spicing things up and trying new options. That's basically what I wrote down. These are just YouTube ideas, to be honest. Like these are just ideas for me to talk about on YouTube. Um, you know what? Actually, I'll put Patreon too because I feel like I should be putting more energy in there. Just hasn't been balanced, especially in regards to gratitude and all the good stuff. Well, how can you make it better? How can you make it better? I mean, you could make it better by joining the Patreon, and I'll remind you to be gratitude. But it's okay if not. I appreciate you either way. Of course, of course, of course. Um, I mean, I'm coming from a perspective where I think I personally, for my life, I think it's really easy to express gratitude. Like, once again, I try to stay in gratitude as much as possible, personally. Um, Notice how I'm speaking for myself because, we all have different perspectives. Oh my God. We all have different perspectives, and respecting other people's perspectives is necessary. But from my perspective, I feel like it's just a matter of just taking time every day to just be thankful, to just list the things that you have to be grateful for. The fact that you have a bed, the fact that you have a cell phone that you can like scroll on, the fact that you're able to eat food and not like worry about your next meal. Little things to some people are like literally their entire existence. Like some people, that's all they ever worry about: what they're gonna eat next, where they're gonna sleep, you know, things like that. You know, um, because once again, I used to be homeless. I used to be in a position where I was homeless, and so even when I was homeless, I tried to like express gratitude as much as possible because they say from a spiritual perspective, gratitude creates more opportunities to be grateful. If you are able to be thankful, then you will create more situations for you to be thankful for. You know, um, so that's what I would offer. I don't know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the attitude that you should have. Yeah, a lot of people would love to have that life, and but it, but that's why you have to find gratitude for it, because just acknowledging that is not necessarily enough, because you still have every right to be bored, to feel discontent. Like, I'm not saying that it's like ungrateful to feel bored or whatever, but like the fact that you say that, like, a lot of people would love to have that life, and it's like, so what parts of that life are you thankful for specifically? Once again, the fact that you have a bed to wake up what? The fact that you have a bed to wake up in, the fact that you are able to make breakfast for yourself, the fact that you can like have coffee. My Little Fucking Pony. Oh my goodness. Hello. Um, but yeah, gratitude is the attitude. Um, should I pull from a different deck? Would you like me to pull from a different deck for the last card? I haven't. We have one more card. Technically, you still have two questions. You haven't asked two questions. Um, hey Nick, how's it going? How are you today? Or I say today. It's technically, I don't know. It's like 6 in the morning, so it's morning, I guess, but it's also late at night. Um, what if I pulled from my deck? What if I pulled from my deck? Let's see. Let's see what comes out for Jimmy. What does Jimmy need to hear right now? What does Jimmy need to know right now? We have trauma and cleanse coming out. Why did trauma come out? Are you doing trauma work? Are you doing shadow work? Trauma. I'm doing good. I'm okay. I'm grateful. I'm gratitude. I'm alive. It's a nice day. Affirm it for yourself. It's a nice day. It's gonna be a fucking great day. I don't know what accent that is, but it's going to be a great day. But trauma. We all have trauma. We all have experiences that we have to grow through to some extent. Obviously, we shouldn't compare our experiences to other people's experiences. Um, but that definitely might be where some of the stagnancy, where some of the apathy is coming from. Yeah, from crazy relationships. And I will say, I will say I'm only 27, and I have the understanding that most of us are dealing with trauma that we didn't even like experience. You know what I mean? Like a lot of us are experiencing trauma given to us by other people that we once again we did not personally experience. Like just from the skin color thing alone, like obviously you have different plights. I'm not once again comparison is not like a thing, but talking using myself as an example, this and like the history that comes with having this melanin, you know, that in itself is trauma. Like years and years, and like I had nothing to do with that physically. Like as the person that I am, I had nothing to do with that. And that can also translate for you. Like there are things that came before you that you have nothing to do with, but are still things that you're like your body, your soul, your spirit is still dealing with. You know what I mean? But maybe that's a little too spiritual. Maybe that's a little too woo woo. He's not great at regulating his emotions, so he reacts in intense ways. Oof. Autistic X. Have you tried pushing him down some stairs? I'm joking. I'm fucking joking. Um, don't push him down the stairs. I was. That's not funny. That's not funny. As if I'm not laughing. That's not funny. I didn't date this autistic dude once, but I once knew this autistic dude, and he was very intense. He tried to get me kicked out of the homeless shelter. Like it was this crazy thing. It was crazy. But enough about me. This isn't about me. Um, and stay for the chaos. I'm screaming. No, I think you stay because I flirt. Um, in relation to this autistic dude, though, I don't know. Maybe you should try pushing him down the stairs. Maybe he'll leave you alone. Just kidding. Um, is this somebody that you're interested in? Are you interested in this autistic X person guy thing? Um, because you mentioned him, and I'm like, why did you mention him? Are you still attached to him in some way, or do you still like him? Out of curiosity, I hope it's cool if I do this. If I pull some extra, oh, but not romantically. That's fair. That's understandable. The Wheel of Fortune, the Ace of Discs. Oh my God, the Chariot. Oh, okay, the Two of Cups. Um, yeah, this is the energy of like turning your pain into power, turning your trauma into like something teachable, turning your trauma into testimony. That makes more sense. The alliteration. I was going for the alliteration. Um, but it also talks about moving forward, moving onward with the Chariot card. The Chariot is about moving toward success, moving toward victory. Um, and I feel like that's definitely what you're doing, obviously. Um, it's just a reminder that, like, I don't know. I feel like maybe this isn't the most correct perspective, but like, if music has taught me anything, the pain doesn't go away. You just get better at dealing with it. Like the pain of trauma, the grievance of trauma, it doesn't go away. You just get better at dealing with it. You know, because I still have moments where I just want to scream, where I just like, but like I get better at handling it. I get better at like dealing with it. That's the thing. Um, and specifically, the song I'm referencing is a Paramore song. It's not that I don't feel the pain. It's just I'm not afraid of hurting anymore. And the salt in these veins, or no, what? And the salt in these wounds isn't burning any less than it used to. Something like that. What song is that? I love that song. I've been wanting to do a cover. I haven't done a cover recently, but I've been wanting to do a cover. It's not that I don't feel the pain. It's just, I think that's Last Hope. Yeah, Last Hope. That song is genius. Just I'm not afraid of hurting anymore. Last Hope. I used that song for like a high school, like when I was in high school, we had to do a project where we had to like, we had to make a video or whatever, and I used that song as the background, and I think I ate. I don't even remember what the project was. I think it was for English, but I used that song and I was like, that, oh, good. It's such a good song. I could read some of the lyrics. I'm not gonna sing some of the lyrics, but I can read some of the lyrics. I was a very small version of myself with him. I feel you. Can I read these lyrics to you? They're very intense. I'm gonna read these lyrics. I don't even know myself at all. I thought I would be happy, but by now, the more I try to push it, I realize gotta let go of control. Gotta let it happen. And then she just repeats, gotta let it happen several times. It's just a spark, but it's enough to keep me going. And when it's dark out and no one's around, it keeps glowing. Every night I try my best to dream tomorrow makes it better and wake up to the cold reality that not a thing has changed. But it's gonna happen. It will happen. You have to let it happen. That's what that song is about. I love that song so much. And I feel like that's a very prominent message coming through for you. The message of the song, like gotta let go of control. Sometimes it's not gonna look the way that you want it, but that's the beautiful part about life. It's a messy, chaotic thing, but it's beautiful. You know, and the salt in my wounds isn't burning any more than it used to. It's not that I don't feel the pain anymore. It's just I'm not. Or it's not that I don't feel the pain. It's just I'm not afraid of hurting anymore. And the blood in these veins isn't pumping any less than it ever has. And that's the hope I have. The only thing I know that's keeping me alive. Alive. Oh my god, this song is so fun to sing. I should do a cover of this song. Ugh. Anyways, yeah, I hear you though. You were not the best version of yourself with him. Do you feel like if you went back to him, you'd like be able to like be a more regulated version of yourself? Do you think you'd be able to be more um you know because sometimes when we go back to old situations, um we're able to like navigate differently, you know what I mean? Like, because they often say it's impossible to heal where you were like sick. Like if you were traumatized somewhere, it's really hard to recover in that same space. But I feel like if you give yourself time, if you give yourself the space, it's possible to go back and like try differently, do differently. So I'm like wondering, like, do you think you could do differently? Um, Also, I don't know why, but look at his chest. He got some boobies. I don't trust him or feel safe with him. I didn't realize how unsafe I felt until after I left. Yeah, that's a good realization, though. Once again, we're not comparing ourselves, but some people never realize that. Some people never really um, understand, the lack of safety, because that's a big thing. Like you should feel safe in a relationship. And once again, a lot of people don't realize how unsafe they are until never, you know. But I do feel like with the energy of these cards, you are moving forward from these situations, from these traumas. Um, and to mix the first card that we got, the Page of Swords, there's an energy, there's a message of like looking at old wounds from a different perspective. Looking at old situations with new eyes. You don't necessarily change the situation, you're just looking at it from a different lens. Situations with new eyes. You don't necessarily change the situation, you're just looking at it from a different lens. There was an alarm. The cute Page of Swords. Yes, I love this deck so much. Um, I actually had an ex of mine get this for me, very begrudgingly, but he got him. Um, But yeah, overall, I feel like you're in a good space. I feel like you're moving to a good space if you don't feel like that yet. But um I mean, if you could, I like make a gratitude list. I know it sounds really cheesy, but I think it can be really effective. Like to list things that you're grateful for, like like 5 things, 10 things. Like my phone, um, my hands, because you're a massage therapist. Um, for me, my voice. Like I'm very thankful for my voice. Um, what else am I thankful for? I'm thankful for you guys. I'm thankful for you guys. Oh my God, Spencer, that's terrible news. I'm so sorry. Um, hopefully it was temporary. Yikes. Um, okay, I have to name a fifth thing because I said 5. I'm thankful for this selenite. I'm thankful for this selenite stick. It's very cold right now. February 6th. That's not too bad, but at least it's not permanent. Because I think last time you said that it might be permanent next time, so it's good that it's not permanent. Gratitude. No, but that sucks. I hate getting suspended. And I'm surprised I haven't gotten suspended. We were talking about the D word earlier, so I don't know how that didn't happen. Um, but yeah, keep your head up, Jimmy. I don't think you needed me to tell you to keep your head up, but just keep your head up. Keep the faith. Trust that if you're putting energy in a certain direction, you will end up in that spot eventually, you know. Why do they ban? They ban for a lot of stupid reasons. He probably got banned for like hate speech. I put quotes because it's often when the commenters are being hateful and you respond to it in a certain way, and they're like hate speech. Ugh. I've had it happen a few times, and I'm like I will say sometimes it's justified because sometimes I say very out of pocket things. Sometimes I say very sassy things in the name of love. I'll be like, "You're a fucking dumb bitch for not loving yourself," and and they're like hate speech. Yeah, nine times out of 10, it's because somebody reported you. I think, like, if a human reports you and then they find that you said something that was questionable, then yeah. But it's crazy because there's a lot of really popular creators who don't get any consequences. A lot of people who talk about some really crazy shit. Because I've gotten restricted for just talking about drugs. Once again, I said it earlier. I said it, but like, and then they'll restrict me and they'll be like, we won't show this to any minors. I'm like, okay, good. I didn't really want any minors to be here. Life is rough right now. Oof. Spencer, oh my God, sad face. There's like 2 parts of me right now that are like battling each other. I'm trying not to be insensitive. I don't want to be insensitive, obviously, but I so badly want to say what's on my mind. I'm gonna say this. You can either disagree with me. You can feel however you feel about this. We can even pretend like I'm not talking directly to you. Um, but like, I'm gonna say this, and once again, I'm not talking directly to anybody. I'm just saying what's on my mind. Because you say life is rough, and it's like I understand it, I sympathize, I empathize, but it's like what you put in is what you get out, and it's like if you're feeling a certain way, it's like to some degree you could blame yourself. But once I feel the resistance, I already feel the resistance as I'm saying that, and I get it, but it's like what you put in is what you get out. And once again, that gratitude journal, I think that is something that really helps. Like, taking the time to like be grateful every day. It's really cheesy. It feels very cheesy, I will say. Like talking to yourself in the mirror feels very, very weird, you know? But I think it definitely helps. Don't worry, I already do blame myself. I mean, you should. You shouldn't blame anybody else. But I'm trying to be sympathetic. I'm trying to be like empathetic. I'm not trying to be like, oh, well, it's all your fault. Because I mean, there are other influences. There are other like factors. Like, I don't think you deserve all the blame for everything that's going wrong in your life. Yeah, I mean, society is definitely something to blame for sure, no doubt about it. But as an individual who understands that society is fucked up, then the onus is on you to feel how to like, you know what I mean? Like, yes, society is fucked up. People are fucked up. But you know that. I know that. So now it's my responsibility to make sure that I'm happy. You know, that's how I feel about it. Once again, you can disagree, you can feel however you feel. I know you're going through it and you know, Kelly, I love you so much. You're such a delight. Thank you so much for your kind fucking words. You have the worst energy and backtrack a lot. Get it together. You're a saint. You know that? You know that? I really do appreciate that you like put me on track. Thank you so much, Kelly. Like what? Like I have to laugh at that because what? No, once again, you get what you give. You if you like I love you, I care about you so much, but you get what you give. And if you're constantly putting out negative energy and there's no reason for you to like I'm talking to Kelly at this moment. I'm not talking to anybody else. Like you get what you give. You put out negative energy, you get negative energy. Like, oh my god, you just made my video pause. How dare you? Anyways, it's a beautiful day. Affirm it for yourself. Or don't. I don't know. Say it to yourself. Say, hey, today's a great day. I know, maybe it's not the best. Maybe things have happened already. But it definitely can be a great day. Like if I was a different person, I would meet you, Kelly, but I don't think there's any reason to. Oh my goodness. Now I want to get off of here and like never ever talk to another person again. Oh, why would you say that, Kelly? I'm not even mad that you said that. I'm mad that like you didn't contribute anything else. Not even a hello, not even like a just like immediately like hate energy. Like, okay. All right. That's cool. Um eh, I guess. I mean, I'm sure to some people I have bad energy. Like, I'm sure to some people I'm very toxic and not a delight. And that's fine. I'm okay with that. But there's no but. I'm just talking. Like, ah. Now I'm triggered. I'm actually triggered. I'm actually like having a moment internally. Okay, awesome. It's a great day. It's a great. Okay, awesome. It's a great day. It's a great. Actually, though, I do appreciate that you commented. No, I'm using this trigger. I'm gonna write something down. I'm gonna write something down. This is good. This is a good moment. This is good. Um. Oh my god. And then I just have like a manic episode. Cheers to. Oh my gosh! I thought these glasses came off of him. These glasses. I thought they came off. They don't come off. They're stuck to his face. These are really nice glasses. They don't have any glass in them, but um, sorry. Let me finish writing this down. To No, but I swear, the last few days I've been getting so triggered. Like, I had my family coming at me and stuff like that. There was like a whole lot of nonsense. Like these last few days. Did you ever see an episode of Hoarders where the guy had like 100 black Santas? That's funny. I did not see that. I don't watch that show. Wait, was he not black? Is that why it was weird? Some white guy collecting random black Santas. That would be kind of weird, actually. Like, why do you have black Santas? I mean, one would be enough, but like, why are you just collecting them? That's funny. Kelly's gonna rule the day. Rule. I said rule. Oops. Even if he was black, I'm screaming. No, I mean, if he was black, I feel like that'd be normal because he's just collecting Santas that look like him. But the idea that he isn't black is kind of strange because like, why do you want to own so many black Santas? That'd be like me wanting to own. Um, that's a fucked up joke that I'm not gonna say. That'd be like me wanting to own. I'm trying to think of a good example. I don't know. That'd be me, like me wanting to own an Italian or cookbook, but that doesn't translate. That's not the same thing. I've actually never watched that show, the Hoarder show. An example that won't you get you canceled. I should have been canceled by now. I feel like I've said a lot of controversial things on this live. Um, I feel like I need to meditate now. I feel like I need to go and ground after Kelly came in here and said that because yeah, best worst moment. Excuse me. And now, because I'm just like wondering what would possess a person to say things like that, and I say the word possess very lightly, but what would cause a person to say things like that, you know? And then just leave. Doesn't even black it up. Doesn't even doesn't even try to just throws hate and leaves. Yeah, you talk a lot about how you hate all minorities. Oh my god, do I? Are you joking with me? Are you messing with me? I don't know. I don't understand. What? Um, LOL. I wish she would have backed it up. I wish she would have said something else, but instead she just threw hate and left. If you're gonna throw stones, okay? But like, don't hide afterwards. Like, she literally just said, "I hate you," and then left. Like, what? That's not literally what she said, but it was like, what? At least be a man about it. I mean, obviously she's a woman, but like, be a woman about it. Because if I was a hater, I would be 10 toes down. If I was the type of person to spread hate, I would do it and I would not give a fuck. Like, but some people be so scared. It's like if you're gonna do it, do it. Like, I'd have more respect for you then. Like, I've genuinely had friends who were very like malicious people, like, but they knew it and they didn't care, and that's why I was friends with them because they knew it and they didn't hide it. But if you're gonna hide it, I can't be friends with you. Like, at least be open about it. With a face looking like that. I didn't even see how she looked. LOL. I'm screaming. I've actually had a lot of evil friends. And I say evil because I don't believe in evil, but I've definitely had a lot of friends who are very questionable in their morals. You know, I know you're a hater. LOL. Be authentically ratchet. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, usually they didn't spew hate towards me, and that's what made the difference. But I don't know. Even still, just be proud about it. Like, don't. You know, I'd like to believe that if I was a hater, I'd be open about it. But then again, I don't know. Maybe I'd be a coward. Maybe I'd be Pookie. Pookie. That's such a freaking silly phrase. Pookie. Oh my god, do you know that song, Pookie's Requiem? Have you heard that? What if I did a cover of that song? And everybody's telling, like, everybody's saying that she's like copying SZA's style. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, but it's interesting to think about. Pookie Bay, a little bit of a troll. LOL. You know, a troll is one thing. I love the trolls. Sometimes the trolls are really cool, but a lot of times they're not. A lot of the times they're just being stupid. I'm like, really? Like whenever I post on Reddit, I'm like, serious responses only. If you're going to be a troll, at least allow it to be helpful to the discussion. Like, don't just be a troll for the sake of being a troll. Like, at least be funny. You know, some trolls are not funny. They're just ugly. I'm sorry, that was rude. Oh my god, I've really been on it for 2 hours. That's crazy. Yeah, I think I just need to get on here at around like early in the morning, like in the middle of the night. I think that's the best times for me to go live, especially because my family they be like interrupted and shit. A mean troll and a funny troll. Yeah, I mean most like from a spiritual perspective, most gods are just tricksters when you really think about it. Like Mercury is a really big trickster. Hermes. A lot of the gods are just tricksters. But the thing about it is they're smart and they know not to like unnecessarily harm people. I mean, but then again, some gods don't care. Some gods are like, I don't, humans are stupid. Which I definitely agree sometimes. I definitely feel that way a lot of the time. I'm like, humans are fucking a waste. But as a human, obviously, I don't believe that. But you know, I was recently looking up the idea of like talking to the river spirits. Do you have any experience with that, Spencer? The river, the ocean spirits. Because I go to the beach like every day. Like there's a beach like right down the street from where I'm at. So I go there like literally every day. And I was like, why don't I ever try to communicate with them? And so I did. It felt kind of weird, but also, why did Dochi come up? I did not search for Dochi at all. Oh my god, that is a terrible picture of her. Um, oh my god, that is a terrible picture of her. Um, oh, you're landlocked. Gosh golly. We gotta stop being stupid. Tell that to the stupid people. One thing that I heard that I definitely resonate with is that like humans, how do I say this? Most humans don't live long enough in one lifetime to truly see all of the patterns that they're doing. Like most people don't live long enough in one lifetime to see how they're like self-destructive. You know, like that's initially why we come back, and I put in quotes because you know that's just a belief. Who knows for sure? But like that's why we reincarnate, you know, so we can actually learn and do better and try again. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just too advanced for the people in my life because I'm like I feel like I've noticed all the patterns in my life, and I'm like I've been looking at other people. I'm like, how do you not notice? How do you not see that what you're doing is like detrimental to yourself? Like you keep going back to this man that doesn't like you. You keep going back to this woman that treats you like garbage. Like you know, like and I be feeling bad for people, but then I'm just like, nah, you're stupid. Like, what the fuck? Low key me. No, you're not stupid. Maybe you are. I mean, we're all stupid. I'm stupid. You know, once again, I put myself in that category too. Like, I do stupid shit. Um, but it's just like, I don't know. Because then it's like, like, we live in the age of information. That's also the part that gets me. We live in a world where you can literally, like, you can Google anything that is plaguing you. You can Google how to be a better person. You can Google how to not take shit. Like you can do that. And then people, I don't know. Like once again, I'm also talking about myself. I'm also stupid. Like I do stupid shit. I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm better than other people. But at the least, I feel like I have the ability to like, you know, take accountability for like my stupidity, and still let men treat me like shit. Oh, baby. The whole point of is getting free of being Delulu. Yeah, I like the Buddhist mentality. I met some Buddhists. They were very freaky people. I don't know what it is about being Buddhist, but it makes you very horny, I guess. Like I knew this one girl, Sammy, in high school. She was like a Buddhist, and she was like the class slut. She really was. She had really big tits too. I'm sorry. But she was really cool. She seemed like a nice person. Hope she's doing well. I guess I don't keep up in touch with I don't keep in touch with anybody from high school. Um, I mean the trauma card did come out for Jimmy, and so I'm thinking about that. And like for myself at least, I'm thinking about some like you know trauma work because it's like that's the reason why we let people treat us like badly. That's why we get into these situations because of trauma because we've been hurt before. We've been told you have to act a certain way or else you get the boot. You have to be a certain way, or else you get no love. You know, and it's sad, but that's a lot of people's reality. Walking around being afraid of not being accepted, of not being appreciated. And so they find themselves in shitty situations. And once again, I'm included in that. I'm saying they and like the. Wait, did I say they? Did I say we? I don't know what I said, but that's how you know you're channeling when you forget what you said immediately. Because I really be doing that. I be saying a whole lot of shit, and then afterwards I'm like, what did I just say? I don't know what I just said. But then meanwhile you're like, oh yeah, that was awesome. Thank you for that divine wisdom. I'm like, I don't know what I just said, but awesome, you know. And then I have to watch these back, and I'm like, oh yeah, duh. Ew, I just like leaked, I just spit everywhere. Also, speaking of being a witch, that is also a huge trauma. Like the persecution trauma, the persecution thing. Being afraid of being persecuted for like your supernatural abilities, like that is definitely a thing that a lot of people deal with, and I've been dealing with that. Like it's one of the reasons why I don't put myself out there more because I know that a lot of people scoff at like this sort of information. A lot of people they hear divine information and they're like, "What is that? I don't want that." Like a lot of people, like you said, like, well, did you say that? You said people need to be less serious, but I feel like a lot of people need to be more serious about themselves like duality, both are problems. Like some people take themselves too seriously, and I think a lot of people take themselves not seriously enough. Like, because some people I've noticed, like in my real life, like when I start talking like divine speak, like they get annoyed, they get frustrated, and I'm like, you're welcome to feel however you feel. Once again, I'm not everyone's cup of tea. I'm okay with that, but it's like I'm literally speaking the gospel, and you're like getting mad at me. Like that's crazy. Like I don't know if you guys have experienced that, but I've experienced that. Like people just being like so furious with you just trying to speak truth to them. It's like what are you okay? Do you need an exorcism or something? Because I'm just trying to speak love to you, buddy. Like you know, calling me hippie. I'd love to be called a hippie. I don't think I've ever had anybody seriously call me hippie in my life. Um, Seriously, this whole life has been me coming out gay, psychic, non-binary. You're non-binary? That's cool. Like pineapple. I'm fucking screaming. Pineapple on pizza. Not to get super political, but I always had an issue with understanding non-binary people. Like I get it now. Like in this current moment, I get it now. But before, I was very confused about the idea of like people identifying as like non-binary. Like I could understand the trans experience, obviously. Well, not obviously. I could understand the trans experience, but when it came to non-binary people, I was like, I don't understand. Like, what do you mean you're fluid? What do you mean that you like one day feel like this and one day? But I get it because gender is just an expression. I like to identify as a masculine man, but I know that I can also be very feminine sometimes, and I don't know. I don't know. I get it. I get it now. I just at some point I was very confused and a little bit. I did get a little angry. I was like, "That's not real. Like those people are just pretending, right? Like bigotry like that, I can understand. Like when you're confused about something, but like I took the time to understand. Like I tried to understand. Now I understand. But some people don't try to understand. They don't care. Gender fluid is different from the non. Oh yeah, yeah, no, right, 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 right. I'm being ignorant. Gender fluid is separate from non. Yeah, non-binary. I think is when you just don't identify. I mean, I'm not non-binary. Don't let me speak for you, obviously, but not. I think non-binary is just when you don't identify as one or the other. You just kind of exist, however you feel. And then gender fluid is when you like go day by day and you feel differently. Sometimes you feel like a man, sometimes you feel like a woman, sometimes you feel like both. I don't know. But the non-binary thing really tripped me up for a long time. Body with dangles. Oh, I think you see. Oh my god, I. That's so funny. And then the freak in me is like, that's a cute way to say that, and that conjures up imagery. I'm disgusting. Literally the most non-descriptive way to describe genitalia, and somehow I'm like, that's hot. Like what? What the fuck? Feel like to describe genitalia, and somehow I'm like, that's hot. Like what? What the fuck? Um, feel like I'm a gender, but people gender, a gender. I got you. Yeah, yeah. I'm glad that I understand now because I really was like, I don't know what was going on in my head back then, but I definitely felt some type of way about people who identified about that. I was like, yeah, that ain't real. You ain't real. What are you talking about? You just want attention, And people think that the people like, and I understand, I sympathize, but I don't know. I have a body with a coin slot. Oh my god, you do? See, that actually makes me more intrigued, actually. Not to not I'm not trying to like I'm not trying to objectify you, but I definitely have a thing for like for trans dudes. Um I don't really care for women. Like obviously I respect women as like as a biological component. I respect women quite a lot, but something about a dude with a coin with a coin slot. Like I've met some dudes. I've like had flings with dudes who were like that, and I don't know. There's just something about it. I've never actually. Well, actually, no. I did. I had a boyfriend. I dated a dude, and we. I don't know. That was like a really weird situation. The way we parted ways, but I dated him, and that was really cool. He was really sweet. I actually really liked him, but we parted ways. And I was so surprised. He told me that he had a vagina, and I was like, "No, you don't." And then I put my hand down there, and I was like, "Oh, you do? That's cool. That's dope." And then I didn't sexualize him. I wasn't trying to objectify him. I just like that. I don't know. I don't know why. Um, but not from the people who seem to care about this shit. Yeah, I feel that. I mean, we all want attention to some degree. Everybody wants some sort of attention. Well, I guess there's people out there who don't want attention at all, but most people want some sort of attention. That's why people get into relationships. A coin slot, but we won't be putting no coins in there. Also, I know it doesn't matter at all to say this. Maybe it's even a little bit disrespectful, and I hope it's not. But I literally like would not have been able to clock you at all. Like I was under the impression that you did not have that. I would not I would never have guessed that that was your biology. You know, to be honest, like so honestly, like I never like once thought about what you had down. I didn't like let me get that straight. Like I never really thought too much about that. So I wasn't like, oh yeah, of course they have dangles, of course they have dangly bits, like that. But if I did think about it, I would have been like, oh yeah, of course they have a penis. Like that's just my thought process. You know, I don't go around thinking about like what people have between their pants. You know, that's rude and not true. I don't know. Like I once again, I would not have guessed. I completely, literally, like assumed that you were like, you know. So that's weird that people would tell you otherwise. I feel like they're just being mean because I don't see it. I don't know because some dudes you can tell that they were born a different way. Like in my experience, you can tell. Not that you should point that out. I don't think that's ever, yeah, like why would you point that out? But for me, I can definitely tell in a lot of cases. I can be like, oh yeah, they were definitely born on the other side. But I could not. I would not have guessed that. So that's news to me, dude. Chest bloobs. I love the language that you use around this. Bloobs. I imagine that you're to censor, but that's so funny. Because I'm screaming. I used to be like that. I'm not gonna lie. There's a part of me that used to do that. That used to be overly sexual. But I feel like when I like dove into my spirituality, I kind of like stopped a little bit. I started seeing people as like divine vessels, and I was like, yeah, I don't really care as much about the sex. That's just me personally. I'm not trying to judge you for how you like do you, but me personally, I just couldn't entertain that energy as much. Aries rising. Ooh, Aries and Scorpio are from the same planet though. Low key, they're both Mars. Or Pluto. Is Aries Pluto? I know Scorpio is Pluto, but Aries and Mars are both. Or Aries and Pluto. Aries and Scorpio. Oh my god, I couldn't get that out. Aries and Scorpio are both from Mars, cut from the same cloth. Except Scorpio is more obviously genitalia. Like Aries is supposed to be the head. Innuendo. Aries is supposed to be the head, and then Scorpio is the genitalia before Pluto was discovered. I mean, but do people really? Because some people don't consider Pluto to be a planet or anything related to astrology. Like some people don't include Pluto in their astrology. Like that's a thing. Um, but people who do include Pluto recognize it as the planet of like um as the planet of control and like power and stuff like that, which is really interesting because that's you would think that such a small planet, like how would that represent power and control? But apparently it does. Venus Leo. Venus Leo with an Aries rising. I imagine your love life is very interesting. I imagine the way that your love life could manifest is very interesting. Um, because Venus Leo, I once talked to full circle. I once talked to this trans dude who had a Venus Leo. Um, I think he, what was he? I think he was a Scorpio. Yeah, I think his birthday was in November. No, if he wasn't a Scorpio, he was a Leo. He was like on the cusp. Excuse me. Gosh golly. And oh my god, I'm like dying. I probably shouldn't be talking about him. His oh my goodness. He's actually pretty notable. I don't know, like he has a pretty big account on TikTok. Um, I don't know if you know who he was. I feel like even if I said his name, you probably be like, I don't know, but he does have a pretty big following on here, and we talked, and he definitely had a Venus Leo. I like the reason why I mentioned him is because of Venus Leo, and I could definitely I definitely like it was very obvious. Yeah, Venus Leo, they tend to be like I'm keeping it PG. People with Venus Leo tend to be very like when it comes to love, when it comes to romance, they're very big. They like extravagant gifts. They like to be the center of attention. They like to put you in the center of attention. They like, you know, big fiery moments usually. And that person, he definitely did. He was definitely the type to enjoy surprises. I don't think we were very compatible. We ended up stop talking, or we ended up not talking. Um, but he was also really obsessed with me. Like, not to toot my own horn, but he was definitely under my spell. Um, like he was so horny for me, it's not even funny. Um, I need to find me a Leo Venus. Technically, Spencer's a Leo Venus, so I don't know. I feel like Spencer's too young for you though. Don't touch Spencer. Spencer has a lot of growing to do. Um, you are desirable. I mean, not just because you have a Leo Venus, but because you're awesome. Um, you are desirable. I mean, not just because you have a Leo Venus, but because you're awesome. You know, they're a Scorpio or a Libra. He was like, I think his birthday was like on the. Actually, I don't even remember. I'm like trying to think, and I'm like, when was his birthday? I want to say it was like it was on the 25th because 25 was his favorite number. Wait, or 23? 23? I think it was the 23rd. Um, I think his birthday was on the 23rd because that was like his favorite number, and that was like a thing. Or 25. I don't know. He was definitely on the cusp. He was like one of those people who was like, "Oh, I'm both," and I was like, "No, you're not. That's not a thing." But he would say sometimes he was both because he was born literally on the day of like the transition. So he's either a Libra or a Scorpio. I'm not sure. I don't know. Because I think he definitely had a lot of Scorpio placements, which was interesting because he was trans, and that was definitely something that I like did research into. I was like, what if trans people just naturally have more or Scorpio placements? You know, do you have a lot of Scorpio placements? What are your Scorpio placements, Spencer? Doing more research. That's my love language. I like to learn about the people that I love. You have zero. Hmm, interesting. Well, obviously astrology is not like a one size fits all. Like sometimes it doesn't really make sense in my opinion, but he had a lot of Scorpio placements. Like whether or not he was a Scorpio sun, he definitely had a lot of Scorpio placements, and that was something that I thought was interesting. I don't have any Scorpio placements, do I? Yeah, no, Scorpio is in my second house, and I think maybe Pluto might be there, which doesn't count. Who counts Pluto as a like Pluto's a generational planet. It doesn't really have that much weight, you know. Have a lot of water placements though. That doesn't mean anything. That has nothing to do with you being trans. Also, I don't know if it's an honor. I don't know if you like had to like build up the courage to say that to me. Maybe you tell everybody that, but I feel honored that you shared that information with me. I don't know. That's a very sacred thing. Like some people keep that secret. I once knew this trans girl. She was pretty. I'm not into the biology of a trans woman, but she was very pretty. She was a nice person. Um, but she had this thing where she would tell everybody, and I had to check her. I was like, hey, babes, I do what you want. Be free with your be free with your information, but you should be careful because she would literally tell everybody. Like it was one of the first things she said when she met somebody. She was like, "Also, by the way, I'm trans. I have a penis," and I was like, "Good for you. Good for you to you know." But that's dangerous, you know. I did not know that. I don't know why you thought I knew that. Definitely did not. I still haven't had any water today. Can you tell? Do I look dehydrated? Don't answer that. There's like liquid in here, like sugar and stuff. You have the flag in your bio. Do you really? Fuck off. No, you don't. Oh my fucking goodness. You do. I feel so silly because I did not know that. I mean, I probably noticed the flag, but it wasn't a conscious. I didn't register it consciously. I don't know. I feel like I imagined you just like were an ally. I don't know. Maybe I should put it in my bio and see what happens. Because I like to consider myself an ally. Although I've met some trans people that definitely made me want to kill myself. So I don't know. Like that one trans person I mentioned. I think you weren't here when I was talking about it, but there was this trans woman that was like giving me the cold shoulder and like really disturbing my peace. It was a lot. It was a lot. And then I ended up doing baneful magic on her, and and her boyfriend lost her mind, or lost his mind, their mind, whatever. Um, and that was the only time I've ever done. No, I'm sorry. That was the only time I've ever done anything malicious towards a trans person, as far as I can think of. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I've met. I don't know, because now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, how many trans people have I met that I didn't know were trans? Because some people you can tell. You can tell right off rip. You're like, oh, you're obviously you were born the other gender. But some people they pass really well. I think you passed really well. Um, the person that I'm thinking of, I think they passed really well. Like if they never told me, I wouldn't have guessed it. But they definitely do have a little bit of a masculine facial feature. I don't know. I think you can tell from my voice. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think it's a self perception thing. I think it's a matter of how you perceive yourself, to be honest. Um, because I don't know. You could say the same thing about sexuality. You could tell by someone's voice. But a lot of people assume me to be straight. Like, believe it or not, a lot of people witness me and just assume that I'm straight. And I think it's because of the way I perceive myself. I'm not going around constantly thinking, oh, yeah, I'm gay. Like, I'm not constantly going around telling people I'm gay. But I don't know. I don't know. I think it's a self perception thing. A womanly body. Oh, that's an interesting sentiment. Know a number of trans women who have straight cis boyfriends, and honestly, those men are great. Yeah, yeah. I like. I felt bad about having to do baneful magic on him or on them because he seemed like a great guy, but I don't know. Like, they just kept giving me problems, and I was like, what the fuck, you know? With their lady done. What? And I think that's needed. I'm screaming. I'm screaming. Oh my goodness. Men just need a dangle inside of them. I'm screaming. You know, honestly, poetic. Sometimes I think about that. I'm like, how many straight men would really just like have such a good attitude if they just got it given to them, you know? Also, the double standard. Can we, for 2 seconds, talk about the double standard that happens with straight men who hit on lesbians, but then get offended when dudes hit on them? It's like, do you not see the double standard there, sir? Like you're trying so hard to turn this woman, but I guess in their mind it's justified because it's natural, it's normal to be straight. Ugh, we live in such an ugly world. Oh my, I love the visual. The visual is very visual. Jimmy. He said they had to surrender and relax enough to let someone else into their body. It takes a strong man to do that. I'm screaming internally. It does. I ain't no bottom. I don't do that shit. Not anymore. I used to only be a bottom. But then I started coming across men that were not very good lovers. They did not know how to give it. And so I was like, you know what? I like sex. I like pleasure. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start giving it. Okay. Nobody's going inside of me. And so I haven't bottomed in like a good year, I'd say. I mean, technically, I haven't really had sex in general, but actually, that's a lie. That's surprising. I don't know why I'm surprised that you would say that, but I'm shook that you would say that. I mean, I guess I give off that aura. I'm a submissive top. I like to please. I like to you know to please. I like to you know. But the idea of me giving myself in that way, like, I don't know. I'm definitely a top. I definitely like to be in control. Because once again, most dudes don't. Like, I don't think I'm a very good bottom. Also, is a factor. Like, if I had to blame myself, I don't think I'm a very good bottom. Like, because you have to have a certain rhythm, you have to have a certain like flow, and there's also a lot of vulnerability. Like Jimmy said, like there has to be a lot of vulnerability that happens, and I don't know. For the way that some dudes be giving it, I just can't. I can't do that. No thanks. So let me just, let me give it. I'm sorry. That was yikes. I think I'm a lot better as a top than I am as a bottom. But then again, I don't know what people would say. If anybody were to give me a review, I don't know what they would say. I don't know. I told you about that one time I was a bottom and I like hit my head and I had a scar here for the longest time. Like I was riding and I hit my head on the freaking I'm screaming. I should set up reviews or a form for reviews. That's funny. I hit my head on the what is I couldn't think of the word back then, but the headboard. I hit my head on the headboard. Did you tell people how I got that injury? Um, I definitely told people. I don't know how often I told people, but I did tell people. I think there's probably a couple of videos of me talking about it. I don't know. This was like a couple years ago. This was like years ago. Um, I think it was like right in between my eyebrows too. It looked pretty dope actually. But then eventually it disappeared. I do wonder now. I'm thinking like how would my past partners think of me? Once again, I like to think of myself as a pleaser. So I like to think of myself as any situation where there's like that happening. I like to give my best. Um, but I definitely feel like I'm better as a top when I can take control. Because I feel like other people like to take control, and it's like no, you didn't need to be in control. You need to sit your ass down and like let me do what I do. Like you know what I mean. But also, it's funny that you would say that I seem like a bottom. Like I shouldn't be surprised at that. Like obviously, most people probably assume that I'm a bottom. Like I'm sure that I've met a lot of like DL dudes who assume that I would be the one taking, and it's like no, babes, no. If we're gonna do anything, you're gonna bend it over, okay? Like, and if you don't want that to happen, I guess nothing's happening, you know, because ain't nobody touching my butt. Like, no, unless you're my boyfriend and I truly trust you. Like the last time I let somebody do that, we were dating. And I was like, okay, of course. Like, he's paying for all my meals. Like, of course. Like, whatever. But if you ain't providing, if you ain't my boyfriend, like, there's no need for you to be penetrating me at all. Like, no. Yikes. Sometimes I crave it. Sometimes I want it. And I'm like, oh my God, I wish I had a strong man. But nah, nah. Dangles, coins. What is the starfish? What is that? What is that? Is that like Barbie or a Ken? Maybe you have a starfish? What is a starfish? Oh. I was thinking of like hermaphrodites. That's what I was thinking of. People who have like both. Also, is that real? Because I once met somebody who said that they had one, and I definitely saw their penis, and I never saw a vagina. But like, not to say that they were lying, but like, is that a thing? Like, do some people just have both? That's crazy. Yes, like if there's not an exchange of love, then like, what are we doing? Love and respect. Intersex, yeah, those people. Yeah, he said he had both, and I saw the penis, but I never actually saw a vagina. Not that I like. It was actually pretty big, but I don't know because we never did anything. Like me and that person, like he definitely liked me, but he was respectful enough to like accept that like it wasn't happening. Um, he was that was a delightful energy. Oh my god! Now I'm just thinking about no, he was fun. No, I don't know why I stuck in my tongue. That was aggressive. Um, I mean, honestly, I should have given that to him. If anybody deserved it, it was that dude. Like, he was definitely somebody that deserved that, but he never did. I aspire to get to the point. Yes, yes, fuck yeah, please, please, Spencer. I don't mean to like sound condescending or anything, but please get to that place because you're like you're not that young, but you're young. Like and it's like I would love to see you like. Well, I don't have to see you, but I would love to know that you're like being loved and like being cared for in that way. Like you should not be giving up your body to anybody that does not respect you. Like in my opinion, like I mean anybody that goes for everybody, but also for like people who are younger. Like I feel like that's just like it's too late for me. But no, I'm kidding. I don't think it's too late. But in your regard, it's too late for me. I'm way too old to like really consider that tossed around. Oof. See, part of me wishes that I did that, but I waited until I was 18. I was like, I made sure to lose my virginity at 18, but like, I didn't do anything with anybody. But that's just because I was scared. So, I don't know. There's a time and place to get tossed around, but it gets old. Does it? Does it? I don't know. Oh my god, 14. Gosh golly. Okay, I'm curious. You don't have to tell me, but I'm curious when you first started smoking. Because that's usually the age that a lot of people have told me that they started smoking. And I'm always baffled. Like when people are like, oh yeah, I started doing meth at 14. I'm like, what? What? No judgment, but what? Like, and I'd be feeling sad for those people because I'm like, because then they just be doing it their whole entire lives. And I'm like, fuck. They be dying, like, sticking needles into their arms. I'm like, dang. Anyways, that's an intense childhood. Yeah, I'm speaking from a different perspective, so I feel like there's not much I can offer you other than the obvious, like, you know, respect yourself, love yourself. But once again, I'm speaking from the perspective of someone who didn't have sex until they were 18, someone who didn't smoke until they were almost 18. I don't know. I can't imagine. I can't imagine. It does something to your brain chemistry, also. From a psychological standpoint, like it really does. Like technically, you're not really supposed to start smoking until you're 25. Like technically, according to psychology, you're not supposed to do anything like that until you're 25. So it really does fuck up someone's brain chemistry. And I'm talking about myself too, because I started when I was almost 18. So I don't know. My freshman year of high school, I was insane. Oh my. Yeah, freshman year of high school, I was insane. Oh my. Yeah. See, I didn't know all of that about you, and now I kind of understand a little bit, I think, like why you talk the way you do, or why you say the things you do. Not in a judgmental way, but just in a like in an objective, like I understand, I think. Um because when you joined you were like being like a little bit of like a self deprecating energy, like you were being like life sucks. And like I get it. I understand. I understand a little bit more now. Um but I will also say at the same time, what you put in is what you get out. And it sucks that you had those experiences, but once again, what you put in is what you get out. And if you're constantly putting in negative energy, you will get out negative energy. Kelly. I wonder who that was. I wonder if her name was actually Kelly. But by that time, people aren't usually going to choose to start smoking. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if I would have smoked if I waited more time. I mean, originally I wasn't ever gonna smoke. Originally I was on the Dare program. I was like, don't do drugs. Drugs are bad for you. Like I believe that very much so. Until I met a specific friend and she got me into it, and I was just like, it is what it is, you know. The bigger issue is that I was let. Their day. Oh my god, I actually have a similar experience. I can actually relate to that. Like when I was younger, like when I was like 18 and stuff, like I was definitely dealing with a lot of older men. And but you but you were a badass and you were getting money. I wasn't getting no money. Like I was just doing it for fun. Um Yikes. You know, that's fucked up. Older men are gross. Like I don't know, like cuz my thing is like you would think that after a certain point you would have like started being smart, you would have started being wise, but like it's things like that that really let me know that like age has nothing to do with like intelligence. Like you could be literally 70 years old and still be like the stupidest person on the planet. Like, oh my god. Oh my god. And he didn't feel bad about that? I wonder how he felt about that. Like obviously we shouldn't sympathize the predator, but at the same time I'm like how did he feel about that afterwards? Cuz that's gross. Like you have a child who is the same age as somebody that you're like that's weird. It's gross. Do you think he feels any regret about that? Like I don't you don't need to think about that, but do you ever think about that? Do you ever think about how he feels about that? Like if he ever like feels regretful? Like I don't know if he does. I'm not trying to like once again, I'm not trying to overly sympathize or empathize with the predator, but that's just a thought that's in my head right now. I'm like, because that's gross. To have a child, like I don't have any children, but I imagine if I had children and like they were a certain age, I wouldn't look at people that age in that like I don't I at this current moment I try not to look at 18-year-olds in that way. Like it's weird, you know. His son found out the stuff he was doing, and they don't. Oh, that's. I mean, that's the natural consequence, I guess. That's the natural consequence. Natural consequence. Natural consequence. I just got a Reddit response. I'm gonna read. I just got a Reddit response. I'm gonna read this. Open my Reddit real quick. Um, Oh, I'm crying for you. You can't see it, but there's tears in my eyes. Oh my goodness. Um, I feel like this got really serious. I mean, for your sake, much healing to you, much love to you, Spencer. But I feel like we got really serious. So I'm like, oh, yeah, let's get less serious. But he was also your brother's soccer coach. Oh no. Oh goodness. You know, that sucks. That definitely sounds like something that needs to be worked through. Why would you care what others think of you? Anyone who tries to dim your shine is not on the same level as of vibration as you. Don't waste your time with them. They have their own journey, you have yours. At least their behavior shows you the real them. Shine bright like the diamond that you are. And one more thing, people can only dim your shine if you let them. Don't. Oh, that's dope. That was in response to a thing that I posted on there. It's okay, I moved past it mostly. I mean, I hope so. I'd like to believe that you have, but I mean, the fact that it's hitting you would definitely be an indication that there's a little bit of a soft spot there. But I ain't no therapist. I'm just talking. I don't know. Um, amen. You know, honestly, now I'm like thinking about it from a different perspective, and I'm like, it really sucks that so many young people go through that. Because you would like to think, you would like to believe that older people would just like have all of the wisdom and have all of the like, but a lot of like once again, a lot of older people really are just kids in adult bodies. You know, it really is weird to think about. Like 50-year-olds, 70-year-olds, like there's plenty of them walking around who are just should not be walking around, honestly. And like obviously they need healing too. They need, whatever, but the kids are more important, in my opinion. And I'm like, because I've been in situations, not to make this about me, but I've been in situations where I was the youngest person in the room, but at the same time, I was also being like shat on the most. I was being like, you know, kind of like what's the word? What's the word? I'm trying to think of the word. Um, Attacked. That's not the word I'm looking for. Um, there were definitely moments where I was the youngest person in the room, and I was definitely like, treated a certain way. And it's like, how are you guys like like twice my age? And you're like coming at me like I'm the problem. Like that's crazy. That's crazy. You know what I mean? The oldest guy I was ever with was a 75. Oh my god. Oh my god. Still problematic, but not a crime. Yeah, it's not a crime, but that is very problematic because it's such a power dynamic. Because like as a youngster, you're looking at these people like I'm supposed to look up to. You're supposed to be above me. You're supposed to like, be able to help me. But meanwhile, they're just there. They're just there. They're just another child. You know. Because recently I was actually dealing with a 73-year-old. Well, technically, I think now he's 73. His birthday passed recently. Um, and he was like one of the most immature people that I have ever met. And it's like, and he was like one of the most immature people that I have ever met. And it's like, how do you he also had like 5 kids. And I'm like, how have you gone through all this experience, yet you are none the wiser? Like, it's crazy. I had a lot of love for him. I really genuinely cared about him as a person, but it was just like, he was so toxic. And it was like, I don't know. And he tried so hard to try to like maintain power over me. And it's like, bro, are you okay? Obviously, the answer is no. But like, are you okay? You know, like you would meet him at his penthouse while his partner was out of town. Oh my! Oh wow, that's an affair. Oh gosh. So they always have things that change. I mean, in terms of money, I think it does something. Like most people in that stage of their life, they have a lot of money. You know, that's definitely why I stuck around with that one dude. Um, but even that couldn't keep me there. Like the money, the house, that was not enough to keep me there. I was tired because literally I had my own place. Like I was able to stay there, you know, and but I just could not take the mental abuse. He always said his partner was okay with it, but who knows? Hopefully he wasn't lying. Hopefully he wasn't lying. I also wasn't always getting money. Oof. You should be getting money if you're gonna be emotionally abused. At least be getting paid, paid and unwell. That's what I like to say. I'm just kidding. I've never said it in my life. But if you're gonna be mentally tortured, at least get money for it. At least get paid in the process. You know. But once again, I just couldn't take it. After a while, I was just over it. Popping that pussy. I'm screaming. Um, I tried though. I feel like I tried to make it work so many times, but it just did not work. It does not work. That's a T-shirt. I'm screaming. What T-shirt contest? Stretch. Oh my god. Stretch, stretch, stretch that pussy. Also, I think it's funny that everybody's talking about Bruno Mars and like his music because it's like if you listen to any of his music before, if you listen to 24 Karat Magic, you would know that he's definitely very, very nasty. He just he just knows how to do it in a classy way. He knows how to say it in a way that is like appealing. Excuse me, that was a burp. He is like he was all over the radio last year. You know. Oh, are you leaving, Jimmy? Well, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you, of course. Um, my phone's on 28%, so actually I might disappear at some point. Hey, I enjoyed you being here also. I'm sure Spencer enjoyed being able to unpack his trauma with you. Until we meet again, I'm gonna get some water. I haven't had water yet.